I'm trying to set up my dual stream here in a second so that I can stream on YouTube at the same time. Okay, cool.
What is far right?
Yeah, we'll get to that in a moment.
All right, I'll wait for you.
Yeah, just a second. Okay, we should be good. It looks fine. Looks okay. All right. So you said what's far right?
Yeah.
Katie Jensen. So when I say far right, I mean that I start from like a fundamental like premise, which is that the government has an explicit purpose. Actually, when it was founded, when governments were created, they were created with an explicit purpose, and it's sort of a tautology too. You're going to find out here in a second that they have to serve the interests of the individuals that they govern, and a whole bunch of results of that view that you should advocate for a government that pursues the interests of the individuals that it governs.
And what government does that? Mine don't. Mine like
Well,
immigrants to come in and replace us.
Well, just a second. What is far right? It leads me down a trail of being far right on positions that I'm opinionated in, like immigration, racism, and this other stuff that's listed on the panel here. So that would be what far right is. Okay. Now, what was the question again?
My government do nothing for me. They love immigrants more than me.
Yeah. Well, if it was just far right, it would just be anti-immigration, and it would be to the benefit of the people that were already there instead of the immigrants.
I don't like black people either.
Okay.
There's a saying I live by. If it's not white, it's not right.
All right. Katie, can I get your age? Can you hear me?
Katie.
Yo.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not what I was expecting. But how old are you?
Me, I'm 19.
Okay. Do you espouse the same views as the other person up here?
No, actually, I have quite different views to that guy Axon there.
Okay, because it sounds like we're not gonna have a substantial disagreement with the guy up top. So go ahead and you can like voice whatever you found issue with.
Well, Axon, I think Axon, what he's saying, I think it was quite racist. And
you're an immigrant lover. These fucking packy lovers.
No, calm down.
I don't know if we can say shit like that.
I'm pretty sure that's a slur, Axon.
That is.
No, I thought it said free speech.
Okay. If that's not allowed on here, then fine. But
Katie, that was quite rude.
What should I call you instead of Katie? Just this.
Jensen, please.
Okay, Jensen. So voice your contentions.
What's my what? Sorry.
Voice your contentions.
Well, my I don't know how to put it. My conventions, or whatever you call it, is. Don't laugh at me, you faggot little bastard. You sat on here at this time.
Man, that was funny. Dude, I had to get off, man. You know, that's why I wasn't texting. I banged my GF for real, and I had to go nap, and I goon later.
If I get restricted off of the shit that you just said, bro, I'm never gonna forgive you.
I'm so sorry. But dude, I have to make sure I do it every time before stream so I have a clear head.
Right.
It's like how Mike
I found that it actually affects me if I haven't eaten anything on the live stream and in discussions broadly. Like even if I'm out with my friends, I find that not having eaten makes me perform worse.
Yeah. And it's kind of like how Mike Tyson, like before every fight, he would do a girl just so we have so he would have a clear head before going into the match. It's pretty much the same thing, man. Like I have to make sure that I have done my due diligence for my body, so I'm able to debate anarcho-capitalist Hobbyianism on TikTok live debates.
Okay. Do you want to have the discussion on the Hobbyian stuff that we were having last time?
Yeah, we can. I'm gonna take a shower real quick though, but I'm gonna stay on here. I'm just gonna listen to it from outside because
it might just be better if you just hop off if you're gonna do that shit.
Why? I'll have myself muted.
I'm not trying to risk it, bro.
I'm not gonna turn on my camera, home dog. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I'll just hop off if you want me to, and then I'll just come back up when I'm done showering.
Yeah, just hop off and come back up later.
All right, I see you, man.
You can listen to the chat to the live stream in chat, like.
Oh yeah, I will.
Oh
I
fuck! Did I
probably
forget to
didn't.
link my shit in the fucking comment
Wait.
section? Shit.
Horizontal, are you the black guy who believes in race, or are you?
No, I'm not black.
Okay, but you believe race is real, right?
Can I get your age before we get into the discussion?
Yeah, I'm 23. Yeah.
So I don't believe, quote, race is real. I think that there is a real aspect that we should define as race. Do you understand that there's a distinction there?
Okay, right. And then this is different from Klein. How?
Klein.
Yeah.
Klein like the bottles, like the Klein bottle.
No, not Klein like Klein bottle. CLINE.
I'm not sure who or what, if it's a what or a he, that is.
It's a what, like, you know the word incline, right? Refer to
Yeah.
differentiation, right? And like a derivative because there's a single point.
Okay. So I think the following.
So how's
Okay.
it? So
I think
how
that
is?
Yeah. I think that there are fundamental genetic differences between different groups of people because of the way that evolution works and how they accumulate between different populations due to genetic isolation. Okay. And as a result, if something was going to be called, quote, race, it should be that, but it isn't at the moment. So I don't believe race is real. I believe that there's a real aspect that race should be defined as.
Okay. So what you're describing is what you call decline, right?
If that's what the term is, then sure.
Yeah, because and do you see how that might be different than race? Because race, because what does race entail in your mind?
You mean the genetic clusters, how they're different than race?
Yeah, okay, so I'm saying, what does race entail? Like when you use the word race.
Yeah. Race refers
what is it?
to race refers to the group or the cluster that an individual is part of genetically.
Mm-hmm. And then, do you believe races to be discrete?
Discrete?
Yeah.
You mean separable?
Yeah. Well, not just separable, right? Because you can something that's non-discrete and just like pick a point and say like this is this thing, right? And you can point to it. But discrete means like they don't mix. Like it's in like there's no halfway point. Like you're either this or you're either that. Discrete.
Okay, well, not only is that not exactly discrete means categorical, that they fall into categories neatly, right? Not only are they,
Yeah.
I don't think they're discrete. No, there
Okay.
is a continuum. There's a metric of similarity that takes floating point continuous values.
Okay. So you don't believe race is discrete?
Well, yeah, because the way I've defined it, it's on genetic similarity, and genetic similarity is pairwise distance, which is a continuous value.
Okay. So then, what are you like when you say that you're? Let's say, would you say you're pro-white?
I'm pro-white. You said.
Yeah. Would you say like how would you describe yourself in terms of like race, like your position?
Well, I would just describe myself as racist, and that would just mean tribalistic on the basis of race.
On the basis of your specific point on the spectrum.
No, not to the specific point, but to the broader cluster of which I'm a part of.
Okay. And then the clusters aren't like discrete, right? They're not neat categories. They're like a spectrum.
They are linearly separable. If you take a look at the map, like the actual 3D structure of it, they're linearly separable. They're not necessarily discrete.
Okay. So then, how do you define the cluster then, right? Because they don't just appear.
Like, can we agree on what discrete? Like a discrete is a categorical thing. You're either category A, B, or C, and nothing in between.
Yes.
Right. Okay. You know that there's non-categorical things that are linearly separable, that are not linearly separable. There's these different distinctions within non-discrete things.
That's what it's meant by Klein.
Okay. So you were gonna ask me a question there. So what was that?
It was. So how do you define this, right? Is the what your racist, or because you're
Mm,
talking about you. I support my cluster, right? And I'm like, okay, well,
mhm.
there's no like start point, end point for the cluster.
Are you agreeing with me up until this point? You're with me
I,
with the clusters existing. You're with me that
okay,
they're based on genetics, and you're with me that they're like
so
distinct but not discrete.
I wouldn't agree. So if you want to know my position on human variation, you can go read the literally called the Global Reference for Human Genetic Variation
Yeah.
from the Thousand Genomes Consortium. That's my understanding of genetic variation, right?
Okay.
With the way they people in there, right? So if with you, do I agree with you that there's like these things?
Why
Not
did
really.
you
I
say
think that we
site?
both agree. We both agree with the data, right? I would say we both agree with the data. Okay.
Sure. Cool. So, in some point in your previous question, there was this, you said something along the lines of, well, you don't know where it starts and where it ends. Am I getting that right?
Yeah, I'm saying like, yeah, for a cluster, like you're saying, okay, there's a specific start point, end point for the cluster beyond like the entire spectrum of human, right? You're saying there's a specific start point, end point, right? I wouldn't agree that there is a start point or end point, right?
When you
You're
do the clustering,
arbitrarily. Oh,
yeah, when you do the clustering, each cluster is defined by a manifold of some sort, and there is the outside and the inside, like convex part of it, right?
okay.
So there would be a bound.
Okay, so there's a bound, and how is this different from like literally the whole spectrum of human variation? How is this? What are we talking about here?
How is this different than the whole spectrum of human
Yes,
variation?
yes,
Well, the
right.
whole
Okay, because where are you choosing? Where are you choosing? Like, okay, right here. This is we start the white cluster. Like, there we go. Where? How do you decide that?
just give me a second. Give me a second. I do want Nero to come up, but I don't want her to disturb this conversation. So
Boy.
when it comes to where does the white cluster start? Where does the black cluster start? And stuff like this. Well, first of all, I didn't accept that the clusters are named the things that you're referencing. I'm just referring to the fact that there are clusters. What their names are going to be, like you can find the cluster start and end where the mathematical algorithm tells us they do. Okay, what they're named is something separate. But since you know which people formed that cluster, like you literally took individuals and their genomes to make that cluster because you know who is in that cluster, you can then name it something based off of skin color if you want to.
Okay, okay. So, are you taking issue with me using terms like white and black?
Not exactly. It's just that we haven't like built up from where my worldview starts to those names themselves.
Okay, so walk me through it. Walk me through, right? Okay,
Yeah,
we
okay.
have this, spectrum of human variation, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
So you're on
and
the
in
second
this
point.
spe
We're talking about
uh-huh.
racism. Okay. So it goes something like this. The conversation starts like this. Well, I would say that I am racist, and you probably should be racist, is what I would say. There is a caveat to that, but we're going to get to that in a second. And racism in this context would just mean tribalism on the basis of race, like I said previously. And race in this context would just be the objective clusters that humans form between them genetically. All right. Now, tribalism would just be a differential standard for how you, an individual who's part of one of the clusters, would treat people based on if they are part of the same cluster or a different cluster than you. Your tribe, quote, as we would call it, right? And racism, I have already elaborated, would be these genetic clusters. We can go find a 2023 study, I'm pretty sure, that has these clusters, and it's got a map, a 3D map of where they sit, and which is a PCA map. It's not the full map. Of course, we're not going to be able to see the full map because it's too highly in dimensions. And it's also got a world map of where those clusters are. So these clusters exist objectively, and I'm advocating that you should be tribalistic for them. The reason why I would be tribalistic for them is because it's an evolutionary benefit to do so. Did that answer maybe?
Yeah. So remember, you said at the very start, you said like these objective clusters, right? Okay.
Yeah.
This is where I'm really trying to pin you down here, because what do you mean
Okay.
objective cluster, right? Because beyond the entire spectrum of human variation, okay, because you mentioned later on something about principal component analysis, right?
Mm.
So when you're looking at a principal component analysis, it explains how much of the variation explained by one factor, right? So that's where we get these different climbs, like the African climb or the
Right.
Asian climb, etc., right? And these are just geographical terms, right?
Are you
Essentially,
saying
because
time?
most variation is represented by this, like distance, like physical distance, because of
No.
isolation.
Well, no, but
Yes, most variation is represented. What do you mean? What do you mean? No.
well, no. The PCA is ran on the clustering after it's done, so it would be measuring like genetic pairwise distance as the axes of variability, not the literal geographic range of these individuals. And those two things are commonly assumed to overlap, but they don't necessarily do so.
Like 9 times out of 10, they overlap. Wait, what do you mean? Like, because
Yeah,
the
much.
driver for genetic difference is usually geographic isolation.
It's
Yeah.
usually Vigarianism, right? I agree. There is the case of Jews, however, right? We do agree that the geographic has not changed, but the genetic has.
What do you mean? Like, what do you mean the geography hasn't changed for Jewish people?
Look,
but the
you're bringing up the contention on PCA,
Jewish-
right? PCA
sorry,
is
yeah,
a
Jewish
dimensionality
people-
reduction. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Are you saying Jewish people don't cluster geographically close to like they don't cluster close to the people they're next to geographically? They're really different or something?
I'm saying that despite the fact that geographically, if you measure the metric on geography, they're the closest to the groups that they've evolved like around physically or whatever. Genetically, they aren't necessarily the closest, like on the genetic axis, to those same individuals. Like there is some nuance to, well, the European cluster was closer to Arabs than it is to Jews, I think, to at one point.
Okay, well, let's ignore this because it's a little tangent. I'm not sure where you got the idea of that. Europeans are closer to Arabs than they are to Jewish people. But okay, continue on, right?
Okay, so let's just do like the full. You sound as if you know something about the clustering algorithms and stuff because you know what PCA is before I like expanded the acronym. So what the analysis is in the 2023 study does is that what you probably have heard the statistic before that 99.8% of the human genome is literally exactly the same between everybody, right? So if we just took a whole bunch of people from different continents and populations and we did a what's it called? We did a sequencing, there you go, of their genomes from different populations, and we got those distinct regions. We pull out the distinct region, and we keep them in a really large matrix where each individual is represented by a row, and the different positions are represented by columns, and we encode them into numbers. Then we have this feature space that's whatever 3 billion times 0.2% is, right? However many positions that is, around like 6 million or whatever, right? You have this matrix of 6 million positions for every individual, and that just defines a 6 million dimensional space where individuals covary, right? Now, you run the clustering algorithm on that, and it will find for you where the convex clusters exist within that 6 million dimensional space for you, right? You agree?
Okay. So,
PCA runs after that.
Yeah.
PCA is
So
ran after that.
there's like I think 100 million different like SNPs that we have in totality.
The genetic positions pairwise differences that we have between us.
Yeah, we have there's from the standard human reference genome in totality, all the variants we have are 100 million.
Isn't the genetic similarity between humans 99.8% similar? Like 99.8% similar means that the genome, which is 3 billion nucleotides long, would have around 6 million. Am I doing the math wrong? What's 3 billion times?
Okay,
0.
so we have
0?
So on an individual basis, you have around on average 4 to 6 or let me see here. Yeah, 4 to 6 million sites where you differ from the standard human reference
Mhm.
genome. But in totality, if you look at all the different variable sites, it's around
Oh,
100 million, right?
the whole variance is
Yes.
100 million.
Yes. So, but
Okay,
on an
cool.
individual basis, and it depends too on, so like Kenyan African people, they tend to
Yep.
be on the higher end of the right, like around 5 million, 6 million, and then on average for other people outside non-Africans, it's a little lower, around 4 to 5.
Okay. So we take this feature space, we've encoded genomes into these feature vectors. We do the clustering. The PCA that I'm referring to, the why it was three-dimensional, why we reference PCA, is because after the clustering is done, you take that and you run the PCA on the clustering in order for you to visualize it, so that people have some sort of like literal visual metric to look at, right? Instead of just saying, oh well, I guess we got clusters. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And
Okay.
then in that space, the axis of variance that the PCA is going to pick, because you go down to 3 in order to visualize it, the 3 axes of variance are all going to be like primitive axis of genetic differentiation between people, right? Like literal unique indexed positions.
Okay. Here, let's go. Can I just skip ahead a little bit? Here, I'm gonna show you
Sure.
like a PCA, right, from this one database, right?
I know what PCA is, but
Okay, no, I'm just gonna show you. I'm just gonna show you a little thing, right? And then like
I'm pretty
essentially,
sure you have camera
right?
access, right?
No,
With
I am,
your-
I am, I am. I'm gonna show you right now, right? I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what I want. Like, I want you to tell me, like, where do you say this cluster? Like the same thing at the beginning. Where does this cluster start and stop? Okay. Because you
Are you
do.
gonna show me 2 overlap clusters? Is that what's gonna happen?
No. Here, look. Just okay. I'm a little tall. I'm a little tiny.
Yeah, I'm
Here
trying
you
to put
can
you on big
see.
screen.
Yeah, okay, there we go. You can see this is
Right.
from the Duo Eurogenes. Maybe you've seen this before, probably, right? Anyways, this is all the different axes, right? It goes up to
Yep.
25, right? Because like you mentioned, there's
Cool.
and as you get more and more, you see, it just gets smaller and smaller, the variance. Anyways, right? But then you're right. You're talking about probably PC. Which one? Yeah, is this the axis am I looking at here? The z-axis, right? So PC1, right? So the one
Yep.
that explains the most variance in human
Sure.
genetics, right?
Yep.
PC1, and you can see here, right?
It looks like you were clicked on PC2, but yeah, whatever.
No. It is clicked on PC2. This is because you can change which axis is what, right? I could, if I wanted to. So I
Okay.
could change
Z is PC1,
PC2
all right?
to
Sure.
So X PC2, Y axis PC3, and Z axis is PC1, right? So it's the height one.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we have, the African clan, right? And obviously, if I flipped it over, like
Yep.
my screen, right, I could collapse
Doesn't it
the
have
whole.
like support for like vertical and horizontal flips and stuff? Can't you like just drag it down for us to look from it top down?
No, yeah, I can drag it
Yeah,
for
like
you
that.
to look from it top down. Yeah. So this is like a.
No.
Yeah, this is without seeing that. But I just want to. But I'm talking about if I wanted to show you. I mean, I guess that's better, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, so like this, where does it start and stop? If we're ignoring the whole spectrum, right? Because we're not taking the whole spectrum. Where does it start and stop the incline?
Okay, I want to look at it from top down again, just a second. Yeah, like this.
This is top down.
Now, the way that it looks, because of the color gradient, it looks as if they've done some fuzzy clustering.
Change the
You
color.
agree, right?
Look, I can change the color to be PC1. There you go.
Sure.
There you go. There you go.
It looks like it's some sort of fuzzy clustering, correct?
Yeah, because this is going from
Okay.
0, 1, 0, 6, right?
Okay.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, so you have a like separation bound between these things. Like you can see it. The
So
color represents literally your membership.
okay, so you genuinely believe that aside from the fact that the color thing is like somewhat arbitrary, where does red, so you kind of have like a vague idea, like, okay, because red is, this is all red-ish,
Mhm.
it should all be one thing, and this is all bluish,
Yeah.
right? And then you can have another one greenish in the middle.
Mhm.
Is that what you're saying, that the races are bluish, greenish, and reddish?
Well, based on PC1, sure, right now, right? But
Yeah, PC1,
overall,
right? This is only one. Yeah, of course, this is only one. If I change it to PC2, the
Yeah.
color, then you have all the, right.
Yeah.
This is essentially how,
Mhm.
this is like east-west, essentially,
Yeah.
right? Because you have the westernmost, right? Africa and Europe are west, and as you head further
So what's
east, you get to China, etc., etc.
so what's like the issue?
Hmm?
So
Yeah.
what's the issue
So
with
the
what I've
issue
been saying?
is the issue is really clear. You don't see the issue?
No,
Look,
not really.
where does, you can't say anything starts or stops anywhere, really, right? Except for as a totality. Maybe if you draw a line halfway through the middle, right? Okay. If you draw a line halfway through the middle, then yeah, then you can say, okay, this, you're on this half or on that half. Okay. And if you're
Okay,
saying that I
but
should take, if you're saying, sorry, okay, let me turn off the camera. If you're saying that I should, you can go big again.
yeah, okay, sure.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So you know how many PCs there are, right? Obviously, we're going from biggest component to a variation to smallest, right? And so here there's like and as you get smaller and smaller, it explains less and less of the variation. So are you saying that I should take like these top 20 things, like, to explain 90% of the variance as races, and I should just like go through, what color are you? What color are you on PC1? What color are you on PC2? What color are you on PC3?
You mean
Because
you
if
mean practically
Mhm.
in the real world how you would differentiate between individuals that you come across?
No. I'm saying, because we're talking like in regards of for race here, right? Because race is your cluster essentially
Uh-huh.
and we're talking about genetically too. We're not talking about like
Yeah.
phenotypically, because phenotypically it can be misleading, because you can see an Austronesian,
Yeah,
you
green beard
know.
altruism, we know, yeah.
Okay. No, because he's like, yeah, Austronesian who looks black, but they're obviously not black. I'm talking using the terminology we use today, right? So, like, how
Yeah.
many clusters? How many clusters do you have to? Right, not how many clusters. How many PCs do you have to take into account? And then, like, because we all cluster slightly differently, irrespective of the thing. Like, just from natural variance, you might be a little bit closer to one end of the spectrum than another,
Yep.
right? Just because of
Yep.
natural human variance.
So when you do fuzzy clustering, even in the example of the fuzzy clustering where all the big issue is, you realize that a point will be returned where it's given a membership to each, oh, it's 60-40 or something like this to each of these two clusters. And as you approach the separation bound, it becomes increasingly less clear which one of the two that it belongs to. The theoretical 50-50 point would be a line that you can draw as a distinction point between these two, correct?
Yeah. So you're saying we should just 50-50 it for all of these different PCs, right?
Well, if you want a convex shape, it's not as if just because you do a fuzzy clustering there isn't some bound. Like even when people bring up the color wheel and they're like, oh, where does red start and blue end or whatever, right? Like literally, if you can find the cutoff that best differentiates these two, there's still no issue here.
No, I'm not saying different colors don't exist. Like, people don't have people aren't genetically differentiated, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying that this is like some ridiculous, you know how many loops you have to jump through, right? Because we're talking about on a genetic basis. We're not even talking about phenotypic basis. So to entail be racist in the way that you want, where I
Uh-huh.
support my cluster beyond anything
Uh-huh.
else, right? I would have to jump through all these different hoops to find, you know, this cluster is closer, this cluster is further away, right? Because phenotype is not the
You're
most
referring to a
accurate
practical
representation.
problem. You're referring to a practical problem that I come across a person
Okay.
in real life, and now I have to find out. Ah, shit! I gotta do all this fucking work, right? Which
It's
cluster is he a
okay.
part of? And which part?
No, no,
Which
no.
part
It's
am I a
it's
part
fine.
of?
If you're saying your worldview isn't practical,
No,
practical,
we're gonna get to
then
that in a
I
second.
accept
I'm
that.
just
No,
asking
is
if
it?
that's what you're bringing up.
No, is it because you're saying it's a practical problem? Is it practical?
There is a practical solution here. I'm asking you if that's the
Okay.
contention that you're bringing up. Because having the clustering isn't jumping through one of these loopholes or whatever that you're referring to. It's just objectively the case that the analysis was done, and that just is.
Okay. Okay. No, well, Actually, I'm curious. What is your practical solution? Is it just like we should just all like separate and like live in our boxes and stuff
No.
like that?
No.
No.
No, but really quickly before we move into that, like we agree that the clustering is and it does define like convex areas of differences between people.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I agree that you can draw like a 50-50 point between one end of the spectrum and another, right?
But
And then
fuck
that you
the 50
can.
50 point. If you do the clustering, the fuzzy bound is like returned to you. Like you get it. Like you can figure it out like just mathematically off of what's returned. And you
Yeah,
ask
but
the
those.
question of, well, how many principal components do we have to take into account? Well, all of what's wrong with all of them, right? Like you realize that we don't have to
As
do the
this.
abstraction to visualize it, right? Am I lagging?
No, I think I lost. I think I lost connection for a moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the question of how many principal components, well, in reality, you should just pick the entire space, right? Like you don't need to do principal components for your evaluation of what's going to happen. Principal components are useful to us to understand where most of the variance lies and to visualize things, right? I could just as easily say, oh, well, we're going to do a U map, right? And we're going to project it onto 3D space. Well, oh, well, how many k nearest neighbors do you pick? Well, no, you don't even need to do the U map. Like you have the original space.
Right, so take it all into consideration. Okay. Right. So then is this like just your family kind of thing? Like you should just support your family?
Well, that would be something that you already agree with me on, isn't it? You agree that individuals have preferences based on genetic similarity of who they award benefits and save in circumstances that they need to and who they're altruistic for, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I agree. You know, the people who you're related
Yeah.
to most closely. Yeah.
And would you say nepotism is a objective like evolutionary benefit?
For evolution, yeah, but in regards to my society, right, I'd want it to be more
Okay. Here
meritocratic
comes
than
the practical
nepotistic.
solution. Here comes
Sorry?
your practical solution for identifying
Okay.
individuals really quickly in real life. What precision, recall, accuracy, and F1 score do you think just the races that we've defined colloquially have with the objective clustering? More or less than 70?
Well, you're gonna say it's more than 70?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that if you just looked at people and they had white skin, assuming that they're in the white cluster would yield like an accuracy of 98% or something. And the out cases would just be Jews, right? Which is just 15 million people worldwide.
Wait. What do you mean like white skin? Like
Yeah, if you
sorry,
went
because you're
around,
talking about like okay.
if you went around and used the criteria of this individual has white skin, so I'm going to assume that they're part of this cluster from the clustering that we just looked at genetic wise, right? You would have an accuracy, precision, and a recall with some criteria like that, right? If it's really high, that's a fine proxy to use. You would agree.
Okay, look, let me see this 1 second about the. No, because I'm not. Let's see. Here we go.
Mhm.
Because yeah, I agree that there's certain alleles, right, that they do like have high fixation rate, like within the groups that we already have predefined, right? Because we can look again. Look at me, right? We can look at my genes really quickly.
What are you bringing up your karyotype or something? You're gonna dox a genome?
Yeah, my
He's
genome.
gonna
Look,
genome
okay.
dox us.
So here's my allele for, I think this is what the skin pigmentation, right? Light skin, European ancestry, right? And you can see the fixation rate, right? 100% of
Getting genotoxed
people in
is crazy.
Utah.
You
What?
just
No,
talked
no.
to
This is
us,
my.
buddy.
These are my genes. These are my genes, right?
Yeah,
saw
I have
that
my
today.
karyotype too if you want.
Yeah, have you done this?
I've done a karyotype. I have not done a genetic test like the one that you're referring to.
No, no. I mean, you can. Okay, with you, if you have you took like 23andMe or whatever, you can go to Prometheus and upload your DNA file to like a lab, and they'll bring it back to you.
I haven't done a 23andMe.
Or have you done a ancestry or anything like that?
No, I haven't
Genetic
done any.
test?
I just have my karyotype. That's pretty much it.
Okay, well, you should do it.
Well,
anyways,
and also
I actually-
simultaneously, I have like a really good reason to like assume I'm from the region that I'm from. Like I can't dox myself, but yeah, that's me. But in any case,
anyways, right. So look right here. Yeah, if for the
Christ.
my allele AA right on that
Yeah.
position.
yeah,
So yeah, 100% of the people, the white people, right, from Utah, 89% of certain type of Indian, right, 30% of Mexicans, 99% of Italians. This one allele regarding what skin, right, or whatever. But I wouldn't say that this is like 100% accurate on regards to.
yeah, sure.
Right.
Genetic
Okay, and I know,
lab
and like I know,
tests,
obviously you said it's better than
100%.
not. I know you said better than not, right? Because like even here you can see 9.6% of Maasai people from Kenya have the genotype, or sorry, the allele influencing skin pigment. I did not mean to mute. I just hate holding my phone. That's why those people in that part of Africa have lighter skin than other people in other part of Africa.
Cool. This doesn't seem like much of a contention, however. It seems like we're pretty much just agreeing at every step.
I think because one, I think nepotism, it might be good for like you and your family. I don't think it's good for society, right? Two, I think that the whole genotype thing, like in the PC thing, PCA, like finding your PC, I think that's like kind of if you want to be like a purist about your position, right? Because if you're like a purist in your position would maintain, hey, we have to go like this, and that entails like all this extra stuff that's not practical, right? And you say, okay, well, the practical solution is the categorizations we have right now, in addition to like tribalism within your family, right? Like I mentioned before, I'm not a big fan of nepotism as for society, right? I'd rather go by meritocracy. And then
you might not be a big fan of it, but the reason why we are in the positions that we are as a species is because we had it. Because people judge these circumstances and these differential awarding of benefits and detriments to others based on what their presumed genetic similarity is. And that's not even just humans. That's just life. That's necessary for persisting.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. No.
Have you
Yeah.
heard of the
For
green beard
persisting.
altruism examples and stuff?
What do you mean, like? Sorry.
Like
Could
this.
you go over it?
Okay. You come up to a lake, and you're part of Group A, and you find two people. I can't say every word that I want to, so I'm just going to say struggling to swim. One of them is from Group A, and one of them is from Group B. And you have the option of saving one of them, right? But not the other. The other will surely perish. Which one do you pick?
Well, like the person that's a part of your group, right?
Yeah. So that's pretty much all I'm advocating for. And the thing is that doing so is beneficial to Group A. Benefiting Group A benefits Group A, right? Like, this is like a fundamental reality. That's where nepotism comes from. It's because the more overlapping groups that you have with the individuals that are in the lake, the better for you to save the one with the more overlap, right? Like that's just fundamental.
Yeah, like I get on like that basis, right? Picking your group over another, right? But that's like a life or death thing. Where nepotism falls short is in terms of like giving a position of power, giving like a position of influence to someone more similar to you, less similar to you, right? Because because there's not like a one-to-one correlation between like capability and relation to you, like even if I'm competent, right? everyone else thinks they're competent too. Okay,
Oh yeah,
you know,
there's an olive branch here. There's an olive branch between us here. I'm not
Every,
advocating.
everyone thinks they're competent.
Yeah, I'm not
Go
advocating
continue.
that
Yeah, go.
tribalism defines the output. I'm advocating that tribalism just pushes you like one unit towards a specific side, right? It's beneficial to take actions like that, right? But at some point, you can definitely find some other criteria that somebody has that would outweigh or mitigate the benefit that you would gain from saving the person from group A or whatever, right? Like I got asked these questions previously. Well, you're white, you come up to the lake, white person, black person. The white person is a criminal, but the black person is like some guy who's about to cure cancer, right? Yes, the evaluation is skewed towards the black person, but not because my tribalistic criteria isn't working. It's because it's being mitigated for sufficiently.
Mm.
The
Can I
tell.
ask, what,
Yeah, go
what,
ahead. You
like,
can-
far
somebody
right-
else
It just seems.
Uh,
Wait, I've
No offense. I feel like this whole argument or just discussion as a whole has been a huge nothing burger. No offense.
Okay. Sure.
So,
let's
like,
let's bring some of the other panelists. Can I get your
So
age,
what
bro?
like, far right views do you have, host?
Oh well, vehemently anti-immigration, pro-racism, free speech maximalist. What else do I have? I'm atheist,
That's
but
already
I'm
far
pro-religion.
But when you say you're against like mass migration, what do you want to deport everyone who's not white?
Yes.
Pretty much.
I think he just wants to support everyone
Wouldn't
who
you say
isn't
that's
a part
far
of,
right?
Not
Almost,
even-
almost.
not everyone who's not white. I think he just wants to support everyone who isn't the founding stock, right? So if he were to put them in, so if you were to just say who he wants to support, it wouldn't just be all non-whites. It would be all non-whites and just all non-Englishmen. If you were talking like England as an example, all non-Englishmen and all non-whites. The
Okay, so
Englishmen
what-
just
would you get rid of like Ellis Island, like Irish people and Italians and all of that?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
And
asking-
Wagner.
Well, dude, I'm
Yeah,
literally
Wagner's
Mediterranean.
going too.
I'm literally Mediterranean, Brian.
What about like wait, what's going on? What about Irish? I heard
Th- th- These are pretty mild takes.
What do you mean they're mild takes?
It's not-
Dude,
not
we're not
mild,
like
pretty mild
we're
takes.
not like Chud
We're
acceleration.
not like extremists.
Yeah, we're not like LARP
That's what I'm saying. I want to
division,
call you
bro.
far right. You just kind of right wing. These are mild takes.
Bro, we're not
Yeah,
LARP
you're right.
These aren't even
division.
No,
mild.
you're right. You're completely right. We're moderates. You're right. Sure.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead. Take that,
These
Total
are like
mild.
slightly right to center. You know what I mean? Takes, man. You're not.
Bro,
you're
this
not,
is
you're
like,
not-
bro,
Right.
we're not LARPwaffen division, bro. We're not gonna just be accelerationists to
No,
drop
no,
a boom.
I know you're not. This is what I'm saying. These aren't even really controversial. I wouldn't call yourself far. Why's it got the problem
Yeah,
with far
okay.
right? Let's debate.
Where are you?
Okay,
where
let's
are you
get-
from? You're from the
Let's
UK.
get some of these
though,
other
right?
panelists up potentially because this is just like low tier. What the fuck are we doing with
This
ourselves
guy-
here?
but this
Okay,
guy's
we're
no,
from the
you
moderates.
want to
UK.
like, inquire like, what do you believe that's actually far right?
We're moderates. You're right. We're moderates. Can we
Uh-huh.
discuss with some of the other panelists now? Like, what's her name? Nancy. What the fuck is this person?
Naira.
Nira. Okay.
Oh yeah, she's the.
Wow, that is so mean. Why was I called Nancy?
Because you're married to.
Because
you're
I could
married
only
to a
see the
brown
N.
lord.
I could only see the N. Would you rather have said my favorite N word?
Wagner.
No.
Friendly fire. Wagner. Friendly fire.
I am not brown, Brian.
You are, buddy.
Yeah, you are.
Joseph. I'm
You're a
not brown.
negroid.
Whoa!
Bro, don't.
Ooh.
Whoa. I
You
know that
can't
I've
say
been-
that word, Joseph.
That's not
the
the actual
fuck?
word.
That's not even a good slur, man. You man are effectively liberals, bro. Now, what's wrong with you?
Bro, you might as well be liberals.
Yeah, we're
every single
totally
fucking one of you, man.
liberals.
Yeah, every single fucking
What's-
one
What's
of you.
your-
the guy at the top?
Delphi.
Um,
What's,
do you have a degree in data science or something?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm in school for bioinformatics.
Oh, okay. Shit.
Yeah, that's why genetics is
Sure.
like my special interest, right? And I don't because it's like
I have a bachelor's in biology. I did my thesis on evolutionary genetics, and I'm
nice.
doing my master's on data science and machine learning with a specialization on bioinformatics and biomedical data.
Yeah, this guy's
no
a nerd.
way, no way, that's crazy.
Total fucking geek.
Yeah,
Total fucking geek. You're a
the
fucking
duality
dork.
of data scientist.
You're fucking dork horizontal.
Imagine going to University, man. What's wrong with you?
Look at the low tier, all these low tier.
No, I'm not a
Well,
low tier.
Delphi's the only low tier on here.
Yeah, I mean,
I
you
have
can
like
ask.
a question.
So you
Like,
might not come out with like
Yeah.
mild takes and you call
Oh,
them.
wait, if I say
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
gonna
not
kick-
scared.
I'm gonna kick Dofi so that Nira can get, or Naira, or however you said it previously, can get her
So
word.
so there's like a big debate in like your guys' quote unquote community, like the big argument. You guys always are talking about like if Mediterraneans or South Italians are white tea or not.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's just like
No.
Yes.
it's like I can bring up like some like literally yesterday I was debating with somebody being like, why aren't like it's
Yeah.
constant. It's like a constant debate. Like it's like no, they're not, and then yes, they are.
They literally
just
are.
I think
That's
it's
it.
inconsequential.
People who say they aren't are fucking coping.
How does that cope?
Because they're literally
Wagner, it's
white.
okay to be brown.
Because women
it's okay.
prefer them. Like literally, all my
What?
friends are dating Mediterranean.
Wagner,
Literally
it's
a
okay to be
lie,
brown.
by the way. Literally a lie, by the way.
It's okay to be
Yeah,
brown.
that's a total lie.
Like
I feel like the
Right.
reason they don't consider like Mediterraneans or like Spaniard or dark-looking men as
Banard.
white tea is because they look better.
No, the Spaniards.
better,
No,
that's
the
literally
Spaniards
it.
are definitely considered white.
They
It's
are,
literally
but I'm
just
saying they just
Italians.
look
As
better.
a Spaniard, I think I have a input on this. As a
Aren't
Spaniard.
you like 20%
He's
native?
Mexican. He's
Okay,
Mexican.
I'm not Mexican, dude. What the fuck?
Aren't you like 20% Native American?
No, dude.
You're
No.
brown.
Ooh, buddy.
Like, no, bro. That's not true. But like,
I mean, does it really
Hysterical.
matter?
yeah,
Yeah, it
as a
matters.
Mediterranean gent myself, I will say that it's not true that women prefer them more because out of all of my years of life, I've only had one girlfriend. There's one I
Okay,
had
that's
right
Dude,
now.
probably
what a
because you're-
fucking
you're
geek.
ugly,
What a fucking
dude.
nerd. What a
That's
Maybe I'm
nerd.
because
ugly.
you're
I'm
probably
not
ugly,
ugly.
dude.
I'm not ugly. You can ask Brian.
Dude.
One
dude,
girlfriend.
it's probably
Baby
because-
girl.
Like, bro, literally all
You're a
my
race
friends
mixer.
are dating
You're a race
guys
mixer,
who
Wagner.
look Mediterranean. Okay, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. My fiance
Guys.
looks gorgeous. I don't care.
Guys, calm down. Calm
My
down.
fiance looks
thing is
gorgeous.
I don't care.
Look,
I don't
the
care.
thing is that if they're considered
why I don't talk
white,
to women.
like white isn't the criteria that we're looking for. Like on the genetic basis that we talked about with the previous guy, it matters more so about just understanding how the clusters exist in this highly dimensional space.
Dude, look,
Mhm.
that's my jawline, bro. I am not ugly. I just.
I'm gonna look at
have
your
no fr-
profile.
You're not ugly, but you're brown.
I'm not brown, dude.
Dude, the
Jesus,
jawline
it's
doesn't
not.
make you if you're if you're attractive or not. Like maybe you just
Yes,
don't
it
go
does. It's a
outside.
huge factor. It's a
Yeah,
If
huge
you don't
factor.
go outside, then no girls obviously.
If
not
you
gonna
have a
talk to
if you have a chopped jawline, you're pretty fucking chopped.
Yeah, I could even show you my like top half, my top face, dude.
Oh my god,
Dude,
you
you look
show your
Asian.
face.
I
You look
may be
Asian.
ugly.
You
I
look
may be
Asian.
ugly, but what about it? I'm not fucking Asian, by the way.
You're Native American.
Dude, that's like a very minor part of my DNA. Shut the fuck up.
Brian, why?
Okay.
Okay,
Why
I
do you
can
get so
understand why
pressed about
Brian
it?
doesn't. Okay.
'Cause, dude,
I can
like-
understand
Okay.
why.
Why I don't what? Why I don't what?
I'm not a
Why I
fucking
don't
Ameri. I'm not a fucking Ameri-Indian, Brian.
This is
I
Wagner.
don't think you are.
Okay, guys, can we maybe stick to the topic? Did you have some other contention
chill
that you
out,
wanted
chill
to
out.
discuss with us?
You know what, horizontal? Fuck you. I need to prove my whiteness to the boys, bro.
Man
Can-
up and fuck me yourself, coward. Fuck.
I will. I fucking will.
what?
I will.
Okay. Yo, you're cheating, bro. You're fucking cheating.
Brian, you know what? You know what, Brian? Since you call
Cheating
me-
right in front of me, dude.
Brian, since you call me brown, I'm not gonna do the thing with you tonight.
You fucking cheater right in front of me. You fucking cheated right in front of me, dude.
Bro, I'm not gonna rim you. I'm not gonna rim you tonight just for that.
Look, Josh, we can
Yeah,
do it without
whatever.
the camera, okay?
Wag, I'm looking at your profile. I can't see you, dude. Like I'm trying to give you some grace. I'm not trying to give Brian grace because he's kind of chopped, but I think we can
Guys-
give
I'm
you some
chopped?
grace.
Wagner
I'm
is
totally
handsome, but
chopped.
he's not white.
Dude, stop. I am white.
You're Filipino.
Hold on. That's not me in any of my posts. That's my grandpa, actually.
Dude,
What about the
you're from
second?
Iran.
James Mason.
Dude,
is
wait,
from
wait.
Iran.
Mira, you said
Pride.
you think I'm chopped?
Yeah, I think you're chopped.
Why are you rating guys
Wagner,
when you
if
have
there
a
was
fiance?
something
Because I
Pride.
thought this was just like you. He was like, oh yeah, I've
Guys,
never
guys,
had a
my
DF,
boyfriend
and I
tried
thought
to
Dude, you
tell
have a
me-
fiance. Why you trying to like
Dude,
look at
hold
other
on.
guys? You
Because
have a
I
fiance.
can.
Shh.
Oh, you
My boyfriend's
can?
trying to tell me something. My boyfriend's trying to tell me
Why are
something.
you
Let me
rating
tell him
men?
something. Hold
'Cause
on,
it's fun.
boy. Hold on, BBGs. I'm letting Horizontal tell me something. What's up, boyfriend?
I said that you have part Iranian blood. Like, if you're gonna take pride in anything, like you should take pride in the Persian part.
No. It's like very minor, dude. Like my only non-white admixture is Native American and Iranian.
And Filipino.
No, dude.
Well, the
I'm not
fact
a
you
fuck-
have non-white admixture at all is kind of. I mean, it's
And
minor.
then you're barely white.
I'm
Nah, he
fully-
looks white.
Looks Filipino.
I don't.
Are you
know
having
any-
fun? Are you having
Yeah.
fun, Naira?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. At least that's nice.
Yes.
He looks Middle Eastern.
Yo, let's get that scholar in here, bro. Let's get the scholar that cooks, bro.
Which one's the scholar?
I don't know, the one you lost to.
Oh, the girls' code. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
good luck with that. You mean
No, I don't
the
have
one
a
we
picture.
lost to?
I don't have a picture.
Yeah,
Oh
don't
yeah,
say
your
we.
eyes. Oh my goodness, your eyes.
Who are you talking about?
Your eyebrows.
My eyebrows? Or whose?
Yeah.
What about them?
You kind of do look Asian. Just because of your
I
eyes.
don't look
I told
Asian.
you.
Because of your eyes.
I don't have.
Calling
Stop.
for really low tier rage bait.
I don't
Wagner,
have.
like,
I don't,
it's-
No, when I first met him, I seriously thought he was Asian.
I have,
Bro,
a
his
picture, I have a picture.
eyes.
I have a picture of me when I let my cousin put makeup on me when I was like 15.
We're good off of 50. Do not turn on the camera and show that shit. Please don't.
Please don't. Femboy material, though. We'll say that.
Oh.
Just throwing that out there.
By the way, lower beard reveal. I'm so fucking sexy. I mog horizontal beard wise.
You should have just put mine.
No, dude, you have a ginger fucking beard. I don't want a ginger fucking beard. Fucking nasty ass motherfucker.
He's white.
No, dude, gingers aren't white. Let's be so for real. Gingers aren't white.
They're not.
No.
The Irish aren't white.
Well, you could be Irish and
The
not be
Irish
ginger.
are white. Okay, cool.
Come on now.
Well, in any case. Now, anything on the topic?
Not on a topic, but like, what are you coding in the background?
I'm doing my thesis.
Hold on.
Ethan?
Here's the picture. I'm pretty sure Joseph or Brian was in reference to. This picture is a little old.
But you don't got a picture of me.
No, not me.
Please,
Not
please.
me.
Oh.
Like,
Please
of
don't
me.
put yourself as
Th-
the
this
makeup.
was a-
You look
this was a-
Asian. You look
no, I do
Asian.
not. No, I do not.
You look like
do,
half,
bro.
You look like
You do.
Wasian or like half Latino.
No.
He's
It's like
Filipino.
No, it's like that very minor Native American admixture.
It's the
Oh my-
nose and then the eyes.
What is it, like 25%?
No. It's like maybe 10%.
Dude, you're 25% Native
10?
American, and then whatever you have, it's not even white.
Dude, I am white, dude. No matter how much you say it, I am.
It
Okay,
sounds
bro.
like
We
Coke.
won't deport you. We won't deport you.
Dude, I'm a good. Okay, at least say I'm one of the good ones, bro.
I'm
You're one of the
colorblind.
good ones.
I'm basically Wendigoon if you think about it.
Just move to Mexico already.
True.
Dude, I'm not a fucking Mexican, right? That like the Native American DNA
okay,
in me,
okay.
it isn't Mexican.
Wait, didn't you have a Wendigoon PFP the other day?
I did.
Yeah, I fucking noticed that.
Because I look just like him. Be so for real.
What's your
You sound
favorite
like him,
Wendigoon
too.
episode? What's your
What
favorite
happened?
Wendigoon video?
Probably the one he made on Ruby Ridge was pretty cool. Right. I also like his cryptid icebergs.
I
Mm,
liked
yeah,
I liked the one he did on Dante's Inferno.
That was a good one.
Yes, you're so true, bro. What the
The
fuck?
biblically accurate angels.
I watched
That was good,
the
too.
Purgatorio and the Paradiso right after too.
Dude, I fucking love Wendigoon, dude. I would absolutely let him fuck my ass. Not even gonna lie.
We're gonna get restricted. It's official.
Yeah, calm down.
Okay. So guys, what are we gonna talk about?
I don't know. We need to get some like
Mm.
black people in here so that we
Wait,
make it fun.
Wait, host, what do you consider white?
I think that when you take you were here when we were talking about the clusters, right?
I don't think so.
He wasn't.
Fuck.
You
Well,
don't
okay.
even have to explain it. It's anything that's like anything that's European that's not Jewish.
Basically me.
Wait, are
I
Albanians
think that's-
white?
No, Albanians aren't.
Pretty
No.
They have too much.
They're
Arab
not. They're
admixture.
not European. They're not European either.
They have too much Turkish admixture. But yeah, like anything that's like me is white. You better not be laughing, horizontal. You're literally black. You're literally black.
Dude, gingers are
Dude,
inside out black.
you should have shared the live out when you went live, bro.
Irish are just inside out blacks.
No,
What do
they're
you mean, you
basically
guys?
Irish people are
Yo.
basically just Mexicans.
Goatus is here. Hold on.
Goatus, my
Ryan.
baby girl.
You
Huh.
would have loved the debate that he did earlier about AB. It was fantastic.
What up, bro? Oh,
What's up, baby girl?
What was the AB debate? How'd it go? Oh, was this the guy? Was this the guy you sent me?
Yes.
Oh
Is this the guy
yeah.
who got contacted by the FBI?
This is the guy who I keep sending to everybody. Whenever you're live, I send your lives out, and I'm like, you would love this guy. Anyway,
Yeah, I thought it was good. I watched it for a bit.
he was having a debate about AB, and they were talking about if the fetus has moral consideration. If not, is it okay to grape a fetus? And the person was being completely inconsistent with it.
They're like, oh, it's kind of okay. That's literally what they said. It's kind of okay. If people don't see it, it's
Damn.
okay.
If people don't
Oh,
see
you
it, it's
can
okay.
run that
That's
on
literally
anyone,
what they
though.
said.
Dude, I would
He had
have
like
been surprised
100
if he was
viewers.
Jewish.
He had like 100
Wow.
viewers, and they all turned on him. Everybody was like W in the chat. Anyway, whatever.
I wouldn't be surprised if she was Jewish. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know.
I don't even like engaging in abortion debates, dude. They're just solo tier.
You guys want to talk about hobbyinism?
I think we've talked about it a lot, dude.
But like horizontal keeps asking questions. He's like
Maybe
a
it-
curious little George.
I'd be
Yeah, but I
curious.
mean, maybe if a communist comes up.
I'd be curious what like Goatus's opinion on like economics is, but
Yeah, I don't give a fuck, bro.
okay,
Fair.
sure.
That's kind of the opinion I hold, but I do
Nah.
lean way more.
Dude,
towards
I
capitalism.
go fucking door to door and I ask people for money and they give it to me.
Do you
I'm
really?
not kidding you. Yeah, I'm just like, yo, I'm just gonna like pressure wash your house and give money, bro.
Bro is basically the government.
Facts.
I'm gonna go to your house. I'm gonna pressure wash it. Now give me like $500. Okay. Like they're not
Yeah,
gonna say
but-
no. They're just gonna okay.
Well, doesn't roofing pay well? Doesn't like
Yeah,
Yes,
roofing
I-
pays pretty well.
Yeah, I mean I do landscaping with my friend, but yeah, I know roofing pays well. I used to do it with my uncle.
Dude, start selling landscaping because if you get one person to sign up for like $100, you can sell that account for thousands.
But yeah, dude, I'll tell you, man. I was like on a whole spree last night, dude. I was straight up bullying communists and socialists with my friend.
Mm.
okay.
I wasn't on at all.
Goatus, are
last
you
night, so-
Orthodox or Catholic?
Bro, I'm non-dom, bro.
I'm Lutheran.
You're a non-denom.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Dude,
Oh, I mean,
the
we
Roman
can
Baptist
talk
Church
about it.
is the
I
one
don't know
true
if
church.
it's like it comes with a lot of issues.
I've gone to a church like that before.
Wait, I don't.
The
what are you
non-denom,
talking-
the non-denom issue, like the biggest issue is going to be sola scriptura.
Guys, we need to talk about the economic calculation problem, boys.
Well, I want to hear
We
this
can go over it
discussion
in a
about
minute.
the religious stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so I think sola scriptura has huge problems.
I can't just inquire about things. I'm confused.
No,
Sola
it's not that
scriptura
you
would
can't
just be
inquire about things, but sola scriptura just means that everyone has the right to interpret the Bible as they see fit.
That's basically
Or at
how
least that's the conclusion that it
non-denominationalism
comes to.
came about.
Yeah, I don't think that's true at all.
It's completely true. Why do you think there's so many different sects?
I don't believe that you can just interpret it any way you want. What's
Well,
the
that's what
argument?
people do. That's
Yeah,
just what
I
people
think
do,
that's-
and
I
they
think
start
that's-
churches.
I don't believe you should do that. Is what I'm saying. That's all.
Yeah, but why not? If Scripture is the ultimate authority, if Scripture is the ultimate authority, you interpret Scripture with Scripture. So then you just kind of come to your own conclusions.
So are you
because you
saying there's no
reject-
bad interpretations?
Well, you can have bad interpretations, but what are you measuring that against? Just your own interpretation?
Maybe like the interpretation of a church.
Well, why would you appeal to the interpretation of the church if you're not non? You don't have a church to appeal to.
No, I'm just inquiring, bro.
Just appeal to church fathers, bro.
You can appeal to the which church fathers are you gonna appeal to though? You could
Well, I'm just-
like you could appeal to non-canon church fathers who are deemed as heretics, and it would be just as valid.
Yeah, Arius. He's my favorite church father.
Yeah, and you can just call them church fathers.
Valid in what sense?
Well, because if you don't have a church as your authority that you're appealing to, and you're just saying the church nebulously, it essentially is just going to boil down to whoever you deem fit,
right, yeah, that's just gonna be like
based upon your interpretation.
By the way, we have a new nerd up on this man, so you should ask him his age and everything, gay like that.
Hold on.
Yo, Yaki, my homeboy.
Dude, he's one of your brothers.
What's
What do you mean he's one of my brothers?
a free hand.
Bro, Yaki,
Native
don't listen.
American.
Dude, they're calling me a native. They're calling me a Amerindian poop skin. So just ignore them.
such a pissy mood.
Oh.
But
Why are
we'll be
you dissing your own kind?
Dude, fuck you, Justin. What do you have to say, Yaki?
Shit, I can. I mean, I agree with the prompt.
Based?
Okay. So what's this issue with the sola scriptura exactly? It's that the Bible is interpretable.
Yeah, pretty much. You can
Ooh, I
just
got-
interpret the Bible however you see fit, right?
Dude, I was.
If you're not submitting to, if you don't have a church to submit to and appeal to for the interpretation, then you can just come up with whatever you want.
I actually got this. I'm a very big. I used to be a very big denomination hopper, so I can explain it to him. All right. So basically, with sola
No,
scriptura. Oh, go ahead.
Isn't there like a written tradition or something? Isn't there like a papacy of some
There
sort where
is,
you
but it's
like
only,
inherit it?
but this is only going to be valid within the Catholic Church. Right?
So
Or,
let me-
or you have Eastern Orthodox tradition, which is what I appeal to because I
Or
reject
Antiochian
papacy.
Orthodox. Or Antiochian Orthodox.
Antiochian is going to be Eastern.
So
Yeah.
So-
So let me.
I guess the same question just goes to Gotis then. Like, where do you? Is there like a specific sect that you're?
Drawn to.
Yeah.
I can basically explain sola scriptura to you, Jordan.
I mean, really, your two best choices, as far as I can tell, is probably going to be some form of Orthodox, whether it's Greek, Russian, and then also you obviously have the Roman Catholic Church. I don't know, dude. I'm just inquiring. I do believe in the Christian God. I think that's completely fine. I don't push anyone else to be non-dom. This is like my
Yeah.
personal
So essentially, when you say
state of
you're
us.
non-dom,
It's just
it
a state of
means-
affairs I'm in. currently. You said what?
Yeah, it just means that you're like undecided about the church that you want to choose, right?
It's literally just a state of affairs. Yeah, like I'm not saying it's like
Okay. Because I mean, there's literal churches that are like classified as non-denominational. Churches.
yeah, I understand. Yeah, I don't.
God established the Bible, not churches.
Bro.
Pretty much. Which is like
So when you go to
antithetical
mass,
to what the Bible says.
Ooh, I want to do these.
so like, where do you go to mass?
Can I do this? Oh, are you asking the filtering, bro?
Bro, to be honest, I
asking
don't go. To be honest, I don't go to church.
You should.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. Tell me something I don't know.
Is there any oppositions in here? Is anyone not far right?
Horizontal. If you have a question, if you have any questions about Christianity, you guys have to.
Bro, anyone in here not hate the fucking Drake?
Yeah, that'll be me. And
Wait, Yaki's a native, bro. Yaki's
Yeah,
a native.
Yaki, you're fucking native, bro.
Wagner, you are too.
Dude, dude, shut the fuck up.
You're
Dude, do you guys
brown.
not get bored of like race larping though?
Dude, I'm not race larping, dude. I'm not race
He's race
larping.
larping.
Dude, I have like
Race
I
larping.
have Native American admixture, but I'm not a full fucking yika bro. I'm
What's
not
the
going around
percentage?
stuff.
Dude, it's like just a bunch of dudes like, I'm farther right than you, bro.
Dude, I'm literally white by every metric. I think that's a present as such. I am genetically white. I am registered as white on my birth certificate.
That doesn't matter, bro. No matter how far right you think you are, there's some Mexican guy who is fucking farther right than you.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's.
yeah,
you know what I think?
He's not wrong though. He's not.
You know the
wrong.
background that I think got like the most like conversation going was the
communist and
fascism
ethics.
being left wing.
Oh yeah, that one.
Well, the
I can put
communist
that
and
up.
ethics thing was good too. The communists have no idea what ethics are was pretty good too. But
Okay,
that
my
devolved
dad-
into a fucking vegan debate.
Like the only reason why I have like Native American admixture, dude, is because my dad is like a good chunk of it, man.
Bro, he's a fake cell.
No, dude, he's not a fake cell, bro. He's more racist than I am.
That means he's
Wait.
better than you.
Wait, how could he not be a fake cell if he's your father?
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
That seems like a contradiction.
Dude, he's like he's like 60% native, bro.
Wait, you're not white, then, dude.
What?
You are not
No,
a white person.
no. But my mom is fully white, and he's like.
I don't
60%.
care,
Bro, you're
bro.
not white.
You're not white.
I did my DNA test, dude.
You're
not
about
white.
as white as Nick Fuentes, bro.
No, I'm actually whiter. I'm actually whiter. He's like
He's
80%
80% European.
He's like Ola Come Estas kind of Native American.
Yeah, he is 80% European, 25% Hispanic.
No, I'm like 20, maybe at most like 25% Native American.
No,
Oh my gosh.
Nick probably has more European DNA.
Wait, aren't you 30%?
even
If
that.
you maybe my math is bad, but if your dad's 60%, wouldn't that make you like 30?
I just say 60% because I don't know. He just looks like a Native American, so I just say that.
Oh yeah, you're not a white dude, man. I'm sorry.
But like he
Sorry to
had,
break it.
but like he doesn't look like entirely like a Native American. Like he has blue eyes, but his hair.
Stop LARPing, bro. I knew you weren't white to begin with.
Dude, I am white, dude. He has blue eyes.
It's always
Not
a
white. Kicked.
He's a
Oh,
he's a-
shit.
anyone who like proclaims to be white usually like isn't. I swear.
Okay.
Dude,
Are you
I
fast?
was explaining myself.
Shut up, Brown.
You're not white.
The fact
I am
that
white.
you have to defend yourself speaks for itself. Okay, that's all.
I
I have
look
to say.
white.
Brownoid.
I look white. I'm genetically white.
You don't look white.
He
I
looks
do look
white.
white.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Why does everyone think you're brown? Because you don't look white.
Yaki, you're a Native American, right? You can determine if I look like one, right?
I don't. Are you in your profile picture?
Yeah, that's my bottom jawline. I believe.
Well,
right? Is that my profile?
Yaki's like actual full native.
Dude, I can
No,
actually
I'm
tell you're
half-
not
I'm
fully
half
white
native,
just by your
half
jaw.
native, half
How do you
Spaniard.
determine somebody's not fully white just by looking at their jaw?
Yeah,
Wait, so what would you
your
classify me
phenotype,
as?
bro?
As being
What
half,
do you mean my phenotype?
half
Dude, my-
native, half
Wait, do I have
Spaniard?
the Wendigoon profile picture on right now, or is it the my bottom jawline?
It's like you gesturing like a hollow cheeks or something.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, something like that, I suppose. How do you determine from somebody's jawline that they're not fully white?
I don't know. I can wait. You just switched it. Now what is it now?
Wait, hold on. No, it's my bottom jawline. Is it because my lips?
Well, it's not your bottom jawline. It's your bottom facial third.
Yeah, my bottom facial third. That's what I meant to say. So, like, what about
what are you hiding, bro? What's up top?
Asian eyes.
brown hair?
His Asian eyes.
You got like terrible eye or something, bro?
Oh no, like my eyes.
Oh, he
are,
looks
like,
Asian.
well, like
He
dude,
just
I
doesn't
meant-
want to like put his face out there for some reason.
bro, my eyes are like blue for real.
Your eyes are Asian. You look Filipino.
So what class?
Is that video of you or like on your page? Is that you with the long ass hair? Is that a video or is that a picture of you in your TikTok video with the long ass hair?
Maybe. No comment.
All
No
right,
comment on that.
all right. You really are hard LARPing, especially
Dude,
with the
I-
hollow,
Bro,
especially with the hollow cheeks, dude. That's
bro,
why. Like, why are you?
Joseph knows what I look like, dude.
Do you feel,
told
Dude, you know what the
Asian.
funniest?
dude, do
you
you
know what
feel
one of the
better like
funniest
sucking
fucking-
your cheeks in? I'm confused.
No, dude, I don't
You know
suck my
what-
cheeks in.
I can see you,
You know
doing
what-
it in your profile.
No, not true.
You know what one of the funniest things I've ever seen is? Black people calling looks maxing racist.
I haven't even heard that yet.
I've seen people talk about it on here.
I mean,
fucking funny.
it kind of
It's
is
so funny.
racist.
Communism is right wing.
Well, I wouldn't call it racist. I would just call
It's
it like, race
discriminatory.
pilling.
It's
Well,
discriminatory.
it's just a race pill.
Yeah.
Well, it's only discriminatory because they just can't compete, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they can in certain aspects. Though.
The
It depends. I
Niblavoids
mean, look
did,
at
Max.
like Dabo.
Mateo, are you like dumb or like 80 IQ? What is it?
Show you like my beard. I can show you
I don't
my
think
beard. You
that's
can tell me
serious.
Dude,
off that.
it's fine, bro. You look okay.
Look, dude, there's my.
I
There's my
don't need to
beard.
validate you, bro.
No,
Bro, we
no,
know
I'm
you're not
debating whether or
white.
not I'm white. I'm not
Bro,
debating whether
I
or
know
not
you're
look good.
Mongolian. You don't have to
Debating
prove.
if I'm white, dude. because the fact that people, dude, you don't even know, man. Like my whole life growing up, people have like guessed on everything, like except white.
Because you don't look white.
I
Bro,
do,
just
dude.
because South Koreans are pale. Come on.
Dude, I don't even have
Well, he's not
squinty
South
eyes.
Korean. He's Filipino.
I don't even have squinty eyes.
You're like a mutt, dude.
Well, I'm,
No,
I'm
but
like
Brian,
a mutt
bro.
too, but it's all European.
Look
Black
here's
people
here's
mod.
my opening. I can't hold on.
Huh?
I'm gonna
Does
open
he
my
black
just
people
eye.
can
show us
mod,
his
bro.
iris?
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna
I'm
open my eye as wide as I
Black people
can.
can.
I'm gonna show.
Alright,
They
let's
I'm
see.
gonna,
can.
I'm
Let's see
gonna
his
open my
eyes.
eye as wide as I
Dude,
can.
you're Blaxican.
Shit.
What
Yeah, I mean,
the fuck was I gonna
the
say?
thing, like, no, it's just funny. They said that like looks maxing is racist, and I'm like, how is like trying to make yourself look better racist?
Because
These-
they can't look
Doesn't make
better.
sense.
These
Well, like the-
neglepoids did mog us, though.
Dude, Louis Allen mods us all, bro.
Who does?
Louis Allen.
I have to look him up.
He fucking mogs the shit out of you, dude.
And George Floyd's nostrils mog.
Louis Allen the third, bro. Terra mogs.
I don't know if he actually mods.
Hold on.
bro.
I like took this picture under the blanket, so you're gonna have to give me a second.
Look at
Bro,
him
you-
right now. It doesn't.
Oh, okay.
This
look like
black guy
it.
mogs me.
You're telling me that Louis Allen the third doesn't mog the shit out of you.
Hold
He
on.
mogs all
Allen
of
the
us.
third.
Wagner's showing us his eyeball.
Yeah, white. Look at my eyelid.
We've
Like,
got-
Brownoid.
Oh
Bro.
my god.
Look,
this
Louis
fucking
Louis
guy-
Allen has blue eyes. Your
Bro,
eyes
that
don't
is
matter.
mon
Yeah.
if I've ever seen
Louis
it.
Allen has blue eyes.
Yeah,
He doesn't
dude.
look white.
The
You're
fact
brown,
that you know
Wagner.
this guy by name is kind of gay.
who the
It
fuck
is
is
gay.
Louis Allen?
Wait, I just looked him up. You just said to look him up. I looked him up.
Wait, who's the looks maxer in here?
I am. I'm a looks max here for real. I'm
Who-
real.
No, you're
who's
not,
I
dude.
am?
You're
Who's
a
I am?
base.
I haven't done any looks maxing.
Bro, I'm a mid-tier normie. Like, you know, I'm the mid-tier normie.
You're a mid-tier brown.
You're not MTN.
Alright, if you call yourself a mid-tier normie, you're probably a sub 5.
Dude, I mean, Joseph
Sub
and
five.
Brian would argue for me, right, Brian?
If I seen like your full face, I mean maybe
Well, I've
guys
seen
maybe the
wanna
Wagner's
something
femboy,
crazy?
face.
maybe
I would
maybe with
say-
the femboy look.
I would
give
say
you MTN.
low. I would say low mid-tier normie because of the Filipino eyes.
AJ, are you here to debate?
Yeah.
All right, what do you want to
How old
talk?
are
You wanted to talk about the prop?
No, I wanted to talk about the clothes that I'm wearing, actually. Yes, I
What
wanted
are you
to talk
wearing?
about the prop.
What color?
Age, bro.
What
age.
brand?
I'm 24.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so what about the clothes you're wearing? I would like to hear more, please.
Yeah, I want to hear more. I'm
Talking about
interested.
the prop. So, in what way is fascism left wing? Are you saying because Mussolini was a Marxist in his early life and that he took socialist principles and made fascism out of them? Or is that your argument, or is it something else?
Well, that would be a large majority of the argument, yeah.
Okay. So,
But we could start there. So like the economics of fascism
Fascismo.
would be left wing, right?
what is left wing economics and what is right wing economics? Because when I think of capitalism, I don't think of right wing, and when I think of socialism, I don't necessarily think of left wing. When it comes to like,
Well, that's how it's generally
and-
always defined.
well, no, it's not. Capitalism is not defined as right wing. You have in the political sense and the economic sense, you can think of it. It's super simple, but you can think of it like a compass, where you have your authoritarian and liberalized governments on the x-axis, and you can have your authoritarian and liberalized economies on the y-axis.
Yeah. So now instead of
you can
instead
have-
of looking at just like left, right,
What about the
wing
access powers?
generically,
Can
we're
I do
making
this
it
one,
more
guys?
Complex, right? Yeah, you can hop in, Wagner. But
Yeah.
so,
I've
but
still-
but hold on. Let me just finish the point, and then I'll let you hop in. All right.
yes, baby.
Essentially, what you're doing is you're taking the left-right kind of dynamic, and you're just making it more complex and less standardized.
Because
it's
left
just not
right
gonna be the-
oversimplifies it. That's why I'm doing that, because it's
Well,
not
I-
as
I
simple as
agree.
left right.
I agree, but I think the axis itself is still too simplified.
Okay, but we can agree that capitalism in and of itself is not a right wing ideology. Can we agree to that?
No.
No,
Yeah,
I
not
disagree with that.
necessarily. I don't think
Because
so.
if you don't, then we're gonna have to go through the process of defining what right wing means.
Right wing means
Well,
like
it essentially.
you're right, and left wing means you're left. That's what. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so high IQ. No, like we could start with like the origins of the terms, where if you want to do that. Or
I
we can
know.
go
I mean,
through-
it'll originate with the French and either being
Mhm.
pro-monarchy or anti-monarchy. But the talking about what it means to the French doesn't really help when we're talking about Italy, when we're talking about Germany specifically, because while Italy did have a monarchy, that monarchy was not very powerful when Mussolini came to power.
Right.
So the conservatives at the time and the leftists, or the rightists and the leftists, did not have much to do with any kind of monarchical power. And the same can be said of Germany.
Right.
In
But
Hitler's
the
rise.
idea itself, right? When you're talking about it, it has to do with like reactionary movements versus revolutionary movements, right?
Do you not agree with the fact that reactionary movements can be revolutionary? Reactionary and revolutionary are not mutually exclusive.
This is like so boring.
I'm sorry that
Yeah,
political
this
conversations
guy's
are
so
boring you.
boring.
I'm sorry that
You can
political
hop in then.
conversations
I'm like
are
really
boring
bored
you,
right
but you're
now.
hosting
Like,
like this
can
is
you
a
guys talk about
political
something like a
one.
little bit more interesting? This is like
Yeah,
boring.
can it get more racist?
Bro, who
like,
are
what the
you?
hell?
Who are
Like,
you?
can I get like a little bit more? Can you add like a little bit
Can
more?
you shit
spice
on
to
my
it,
race
please?
of people at least once? Like,
Can you
where's the
just like
comedy at?
add a little bit more
Pinochet,
spice
dude.
to it,
Dude,
or
Pinochet.
something?
Who the fuck are you, dude?
Dude, I fuck
Excuse
with
me.
you.
Who the fuck
Hold
are
on.
you, buddy?
Yeah,
Like,
who are
I
you,
don't know.
AJ? Who are you, AJ?
Everyone knows me. Everyone knows who I am. I'm
Why do you
fucking
have
Pinochet,
one
bro.
A and one J? Why can't you
Hold
have
on,
more?
Pinochet. I fuck
You
with
have
you.
130 followers. Nobody knows you, dude.
Pinochet.
Everyone knows about me, bro. I have like James Charles following me. I have Tabby Lane following. I have a lot of people following me. I'm just-
I
Pinochet,
have
I must
Jeffree
ask you a question.
Stars down
I
the
just like
road.
to
Don't
share.
tell me
I
anything.
must tell you something. Oh, you okay? I don't know. I prefer the
Alright.
collectivist to.
I'm gonna pull Ben Shapiro out of my pocket, and then you're gonna go silent.
All right, well then we can
Bro,
let
You're an Amerindian,
Wagner.
bro.
You want to take over?
Yeah, I mean, I prefer
Wagner,
the more.
you can't insult anyone. You're brown.
I'm not brown. But,
You're
yeah,
Filipino, bro. Come on.
I am not Filipino, dude. Stop saying these lies.
All right,
alright?
let AJ and Wagner actually talk, bro.
Yeah.
Stop doing the whole race trolling. It's like
Yeah, because
little
I'm
low
not
tier.
those things. I'm not those things. But yeah, I prefer the individualistic collectivist axis. I think it's more like better than the left wing to right wing axis, right? But I think that fascism would fall close to like ideals like communism, which historically have been labeled as left wing. So that's why I would establish it more in what would be considered left wing circles.
What are you describing left wing to be? That is what I'm
Gay.
asking. So, like,
collectivist.
Just
He's describing
gay.
it as collectivist.
okay, collectivist. So would we say that for like, do we think that Pinochet was a leftist?
The guy that we just dropped.
Do we think that Franco was a leftist?
Oh, Franco. Franco was a collectivist, but like economically, he wasn't really collectivist. He had more liberal policies when it came to.
So if we're gonna say broadly that collectivism is left, we need to have some more nuance to this conversation. We need to actually fully define leftism and rightism in a way that can be like that does not fail when held against people throughout history that we know are either right or left, but have elements of what left is
The
or what
problem-
right is.
The problem here is that I think that you have a point by calling out the nuance. I don't think that it's even possible to define them the way you want to.
Yeah, you have multiple axes for that.
Like,
So-
I think that when you're talking about like political spectrums, you can hold all sorts of different political positions that are all antithetical to each other. Unless you're going to say that like leftism is going to be this one set of political ideology, I would be fine granting that.
Yeah, I
think you're right about it being super nuanced. It's just like generic to talk to like low tier debaters, right? It's just kind of to get people up here.
Sub 5 debater.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to have multiple axes to properly label something as left wing or right wing.
Now that sounds like somebody else's opinion. That sounds oddly similar to someone.
No,
I don't know.
left and
Horizontal is
right
definitely
are
not your
not
brown ass.
left and right are not meaningful distinctions. They are just terms that were come up with to simplify political ideology.
I agree.
But
I
they
agree,
don't
but they're
really
typically
mean
talking
anything.
about I agree. They're typically when you're talking about like left wing, you're talking about like progressives, and when you're talking about right wing, you're talking about conservatives. At least in the U.S. with us today.
Sure,
right?
but fascism in and of itself is, I would argue, almost the opposite of conservative. In some
Well, I
countries.
agree.
So
That's
like
why
you,
it's
you have to
left-wing.
take it on a country by country basis, right? So for some countries, fascism might be a conservative play. In other countries, fascism would be a progressive play. I'm not saying they're
It
necessarily
depends, because I think, like, to become a fascist country, it definitely takes progressivism, right? At least in
Well, the fascists would call it futurism, not progressivism. But I get what you're saying still. But
Well, you have when I use the term progressive very loosely. I mean you have to progress in order to get there, which means you have to you have to do away with some of the conservative elements of society in order to progress to something else. Some of these countries, like the United States, for example, a American fascist, that's not a conservative. That's someone who wants to progress to something new, to do away with some element of American conservatism and do away with the idea of American conservatism and create something new out of it.
yeah, well, that's the whole idea.
that would be
That's
completely
what
accurate.
palingenesis
Hey,
is. That's
Trombone, is that
like
you?
yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Oh,
It's
jeez,
the
good luck.
rebirth. It's the rebirth of national community, out of a period of decadence, some, I don't know, some ill-begotten era where society or the racial community isn't operating in the correct way.
Yo, are you still here, AJ, or what?
You there, AJ?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
You might
something
have
said
just-
that I was supposed to respond to?
Wait, AJ, I can't remember. Do you agree with the prompt or?
I'm a leftist. I don't think that fascism is leftism, though.
Well, I mean, when people say leftism, what do you mean? You mean like leftism? You mean like anti-capitalism? Is that how you
I
define
would
leftism, or-
describe it. So I don't describe it as being anti, because being anti something does not proclaim anything
Yeah, it's a
about
bit
yourself. It
reductive,
just says
yeah.
that you're anti something. I believe that leftists, and leftist again is not a very useful term. I would consider myself to be like a narco-syndicalist, if that helps to kind of narrow that down a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know if that is something.
I'm familiar with the view. Oh, I interrupt.
Oh shit! He might have.
Did
He might have accidentally did it because it sounded like he was in the middle of
That
speaking.
sucks. You sound like a decently smart guy.
I agree. He
Um,
didn't seem like a typical low tier leftist.
Well, the political spectrum, when you go take one of the political tests, one of the
Well,
axes
Glacial,
is left,
why don't
right,
you,
economically.
Why doesn't this guy just request up if he's gonna comment spam?
I don't know, bro. Isn't one of the things that they evaluate you on left, right, economically on the political test? Also,
Yeah.
Evnia, you can like talk.
Well, Glacial was like comment spamming about like left and right and saying Mussolini was right wing. So what did Mussolini do that was right wing?
Hello, I'm from Europe. I'm from Italy, where the fashion born. I think that alt point the Italy history say that fascism is not left wing, but right wing, because Mussolini have the one. Oh, excuse me for my English, but or my
It's okay.
grammar.
I understand what you're saying.
Mussolini have doing one of the greatest privatization of ever in Italy. When this is
No,
not
he
a thing
didn't.
that the left do, but most thing similar
No, Mussolini
to the
didn't.
capitalism.
But Mussolini didn't privatize or engage capitalism. Fascism's actually an anti-capitalist
No,
economic.
it's
Well,
not.
it depends. It depends on what era. Depends on what era of Mussolini we're talking about. From, I think 22 to 25, Mussolini did do a lot of like liberal economic policies.
Yes,
No,
Mussolini.
he's talking about Mussolini.
before it was Duce. That's before it was
Mussolini
Duce.
did not exist in 22 to 25.
That's 1922.
Okay, my bad.
The Nazi
Thank
Rome.
But the idea of, but like his ideas of fascism, like stemmed from socialism and communism and their failures.
Yeah, from syndicalism, from
Mussolini was
neo-syndicalists
no,
and so
not
on.
was a socialist. Socialist.
What are you saying?
he exit the Italian Socialist Party because he was pro join Italy with the
Yeah,
war against
he
Austria.
he was in the Avanti until in 1914 he left to join the interventionists at the start of World War One. Yeah, I'm familiar with
Yes.
that. But the issue is that fascism in its origins in 1914 and then in 1919 when the Fasci di Combattimento was formed, it was heavily influenced by groups that were explicitly like socialists. Like the whole
yes,
like,
you are-
Mussolini himself even said that the main kind of thinker or was a sort of philosopher that gave inspiration to fascism was Sorwell. Like that was one of the people he credited to be an inspiration for the movement he was building. And Sorwell was a syndicalist. Like he was a revolutionary syndicalist. His belief system was based upon a kind of post-Marxism, kind of neo-Marxism. So
Yeah,
I mean, you might not. It might be incorrect to say that Mussolini was a socialist in like the generic Marx sense of the word, but in the broad sense, you could say he was a socialist to some degree.
Well, he at least held to some of the Marxist ideology, and then like the reason why
he have some socialist idea, but he's a fascist. I think that he have a system called the corporativism, that is a mixed
Corporatism,
system between the capitalist and some socialist ideas.
No, it's supposed to be like a theory of social organization where you have.
But he's
democratic
considered
economy.
be all the Italian history right wing because of the conservative politics, the patria.
I get what you're arguing, but can in the birth of fascism, I understand that the definition thereof since the birth of fascism, like we get that it's very much been right wing. However, when we take the principles of fascism and apply it to today, it doesn't exactly come out to right wing. That's
Well,
what's
I mean,
crazy.
that's-
That's what's crazy, isn't it? Like I think that there's.
I don't know if it's true that fascism was so much right wing in its origin. Like, if you
It wasn't.
like, for example, when you say National Socialism was fascist, you think that was fascist?
No, he not was Hitler.
Okay, well, maybe I should be clear. When I say it's fascism, I'm talking generic. I'm talking a generic concept, not specifically the Italian version of it, but just a generic political ideology. In the same way, like when someone talks about feminism, they could say radical feminism. Like radical feminism is a distinct form of feminism, but there's a broader term we can use to describe feminism, just in the simplest essence, like just like a push for the equality of women in like social and economic roles. In the same way, you could say that something about fascism. There's a unique instantiation of fascism in Italy that's contingent on some of the historical like going about in Italy in the 1920s.
But
And
the
then
world wouldn't have
concept
known
of
about
fascism
fascism
in
if it weren't
generic
for that.
sense. What?
The thing is, the world would not have known fascism if it weren't for that. And so when you're describing
for
like
what?
feminism, in let's say like the suffrage movement, for example, that's a completely different type of
How is it
feminism as today.
No,
And
it's
when we get into
completely the same.
fascism,
It's completely the same.
Absolutely, it's not actually. But
Yeah,
when
well,
it comes
go on.
to
Do you wanna talk about it?
Well, let's try and
good
stay
God! Hold
Let's
on,
try-
hold on.
let's try
Where
and
am I
stay
on this
that.
panel?
That-
The
All right, sorry,
fascism is
you're
absolutely
you're
left
wrong.
wing.
You're wrong. Dude, you're wrong. But
Nowadays.
that would be a crazy way. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. That would not be really.
It's just a rabbit hole to go down, but like,
It's just a
kind
bunch of
wrong.
lesbians. It's okay, whatever. Anyway,
No, it's
so
not though.
it kind of is.
It's the same. It's the same stuff. It's the same stuff that all.
No,
the
it's
really big
not.
writers
Hold
were
on.
writing
No,
about.
no. You get this
Yes, it
weird
is.
ass shit happening right now that's like, you have to bring down the patriarchy as a man if you're a feminist. It's just weird shit these days. It's a
But that's what
weird
they were
fourth
doing
way.
back then too.
Yeah, no, that's
You
not
have no
exactly
idea
the same.
about feminism.
They just wanted.
You have no idea about
but you have every single. Hold on, Beta. Like, I was talking.
You just called him a beta?
Yeah, I
You
called
just
him
called
a
me
beta.
a beta unironically.
Absolutely, I did.
Dude, I wanted to call him
That is the
beta.
If you hold on, no, dude. If you think that feminism is the same today as it was in the 20s and
It
30s,
completely is.
no, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Fuck no, it's not.
Do you want to? We can talk about a lot.
Hold on.
of
What do you
those
think? Gender is a
writings.
construct too?
No, but a lot of the early feminists did.
But
did.
you
They
think
openly
that
wrote about it. They
feminism
were-
today is the same as it was?
Yeah, we could go through a bunch of different early feminist writers and look at their writings, and you can tell me what's different about it if you want to do that.
You know, maybe on an aside, because I only give two shits about it.
I know-
Honestly,
I know it's a-
I
I
really
know it's
don't.
a
I really
derail. I
don't
know it's a
care about
derail.
feminism.
I know it's a
Honestly,
derail. It's
like
just a bad analogy that
feminism,
you're using,
if
though.
it didn't exist, my life would be the same. I don't.
Yeah,
know if it
okay. Well,
exists.
you can let's
But-
make whatever argument you were going to make, and without the feminism point. I
Yeah,
guess.
as far as fascism from the left wing, I will say I don't think that it was born out of that. Obviously, you know, I mean, look up any definition of fascism; it's going to have it coming out of the right. However, I think that there are new approaches to a lot. You know, in different studies, you hear the neo this and neo that. You know, what's with I know neo-fascism is its own little thing. It is its own little thing, but at the same time, out of the left these days,
do you know about the history of
1,000%, 1,000% is coming out of the left these days.
Hold on.
What do you know about the history of fascism, like in Inter Europe? How much do you know about that?
Well, because I was just going to add in as well that, like, yeah, maybe the dictionary definition says that it's right wing or that it comes from the right, but that's not necessarily
Right.
historically accurate.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Look,
Left
when
wing
we
these
talk about
days.
where it comes
No,
from, you should look at the
good
history.
God. Good God, you love to
Sorry, I
talk, don't
apologize for
you?
interrupting.
It's okay.
I
You've been
apologize.
up on
you
this
can
panel
answer.
for God knows how long, but I just got up here and started speaking like what within 3 minutes ago, and you're just
Look,
jumping on my
the
ass.
meta is- and I
I'm
swear, just go
probably
on
on your side, dude.
Just go and give your point.
Jesus, calm down.
Give your point, please.
All right, buddy.
The meta is really not useful.
No, it's okay. I'm not on the spectrum enough for this, honestly. I'm on your side, but I'm not on the spectrum enough for this particular type of conversation that you're trying to have. You're trying to have an echo chamber. Even though I'm on your side, it's totally
we're
fine.
not.
It's fine, dude.
It's because
fine,
you're
dude.
you're confused about the history here. Like you're saying
It's okay, dude. It's okay. I'm not on the same spectrum as you are.
the same
It's fine.
spectrum. What are you talking about?
No, obviously you're on the spectrum. It's fine. Whatever. Have a great night.
What
Well,
do
you're
you
probably
know
on a dick
about?
sucking spectrum.
Holy moly! That was
Shit,
dope.
nobody heard me.
Crazy.
Fuck.
We love TikTok Shop. We love TikTok Shop. I heard you.
Okay, that's fine. I thought that was funny.
That guy was genuinely
it-
kind of disingenuous. Not gonna lie.
It was okay. What's up with the Korean nationalist at the top here, North Korean?
Oh, hi.
What's up?
What's
Can I
up,
get
man?
your age?
I'm 18.
Okay, cool.
Are you really?
We'll take your word for it.
Yes, I am. I turned 18 December 1st. I was born in 2007.
Okay.
And
Go
you
ahead
know,
and
I,
voice
I
your
don't,
contention.
I don't, I don't necessarily disagree with what's on screen. You know, and I consider myself far left. But I mean, I probably, I guess I don't disagree is because I went from fascism into far left instead of like some people who, instead of like Mussolini who went from far left into fascism. I went the opposite. So yeah,
that's fair. That's fair.
I don't disagree, and I still have like respect for fascists because I
most
understand
people-
I understand the thinking.
It's just really funny when we talk to people because most people have no idea what fascism is. So,
Yeah,
so that's why
it's-
it's
Well,
fun-
yeah,
that's why it's funny to have the prompt.
It's not hard to read the doctrine of fascism and find out that it attempts to solve many of the problems that like socialism does. So it's
Yeah, that's why.
honestly, to be
like,
totally
I
fair,
consider
I think the whole left right like distinction might not be all that useful, to be honest. I think fascism is where it
It's
kind
really
of breaks
not.
down because it's true that there are things that we normally associate with the right wing that fascism does tend to have. Like, I guess ultranationalism is something that generally seems to be something we associate with the right wing.
Yeah,
But
but ultranationalism isn't even like
yeah,
what people think
nationalism in itself isn't
ultranationalism
right or
is.
left.
yeah, I
But,
know,
like,
but I'm saying it's associated with the
ultranationalism-
right wing more often than not.
Yeah, yeah. But the problem is that like people will call something ultranationalist and it's not.
Well, yeah,
Like even like racial purity for a nation isn't ultranationalist. That's where people mix
Yeah,
up
like-
definitions and equivocate.
Yeah, that's more that's the more like ethno or racial nationalist. Ultranationalist is more saying that it's more of a post or anti-liberal, anti-enlightenment type of nationalism. That's the
It's
way like
putting the
watch
state
with-
first, right?
Not
It's the state-
exactly.
It's the state above all else. That's the understanding I've come to, but maybe
The
there's
issue
more
is
nuance to it.
it's a very difficult term to define because people nationalism itself is a difficult term to define. Ultranationalism.
Well, I mean,
is
I
also
consider
pretty
myself a
difficult.
nationalist, but I hate the government.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess the people on the right are pedophiles as well, isn't there?
I mean,
Just like
Do you
Donald
have like an
Trump.
argument for that? Do you have an argument for that?
Well,
He
well,
said a
just-
word he can't.
Yeah, he
said a
can't.
word
Yeah,
he
yeah,
can't.
yeah. Wait. Do you guys see the last comment made?
Yeah, I do
Yeah,
see
I
that.
thought it was
That's-
hilarious.
It's so funny. That's why we have the prompt up.
Yeah, that's kind
You
of
defend
crazy
that
comment.
Antifa is right wing then?
Well, I think that might be a little.
No,
a
I
little-
think that Antifa is a
little
bunch
too
of
far,
like.
bro.
No,
I think that most
Antifa is
I
right
think
wing.
Antifa's kind of dumb.
Antifa's right wing, bro.
Antifa is right wing. They're not left wing in any capacity. Even the Antifa members who call themselves socialist or communist, they're not. They don't understand socialism or communism.
They're LARPers. They're LARPers. They don't know what they're talking about. Doesn't mean
Exactly.
they're right.
Perfect use of the
They're just
perfect use of the
Yeah,
word.
they're just
LARP
LARPers.
is
They aren't right wing, but they aren't left wing either. They're LARPers. They don't have.
well, they're not sent. They are like by definition right wing because most of them are liberals, and liberal is a right wing ideology.
If you're saying that, okay, sure.
I had a question.
All right, what's up?
So, yeah,
Wait, how old
like,
are you?
what-
How old are you?
Yeah, I'm over 18. So, what's the argument? Is it just because fascists have like economically left wing policies? Is
Yeah,
that-
and even if you look at the history of fascism,
Well,
where it
left
came
and
from,
right is purely
in
economical
both
anyway.
Germany and Italy. The history of fascism, when you look
one
where
at
it
a
came from
time.
in both Germany and Italy, it came from left wing socialist movements. Like in
Right, right.
in Italy specifically, it came from people like Sorwell, from the neo syndicalists, from like even the word
No, no, I
fasci
understand
was
that, I
associated with like
understand that.
unionist movement in Italy. So like
Right, I
its history
understand
and its
it's, like,
origin is directly
economically-
linked to the left and to
I
socialist.
understand it's like an
movements.
economical movement to like help workers and stuff like that, but I don't think that makes it left wing. I mean, it's still.
I don't
working
think
for
it's.
an
I don't
group,
think
right?
it's socially right wing either.
Well, it's
Yeah,
definitely
like it,
socially more
socially,
like
Well, there's no
socially,
such thing as socially right wing.
generally it's
Well,
socially
I
right.
agree with
but
that.
I think
agree
that there's
with that. It's
there's
just like
conservative and
what
progressive,
he's-
but there's
what
no
he's
such thing as
talking
socially
about.
right wing.
Well, because I
Yeah,
think when you look at
fascism's gonna
left,
fall more under.
I think when you look at left versus right, it's not so much about economics because then like Stalin.
what the
is like
fuck is it
I don't know.
about?
It doesn't.
I
make
think it's
sense, yeah.
purely economical. Left.
It's
wing.
not-
well,
it nothing to
that's
do with economics.
that's hard to say because the origin of the left to right wing dichotomy that came from the French Revolution when the tennis squad parliament, and that was more about like the monarchy and
I
whether you want to
understand
like
that, but we're not
a
in
more
the French
parliamentary
Revolution
system.
anymore.
Yeah,
So then how are you
yeah,
defining
sure,
the
but I'm saying the
terms?
origins of the
How are
word
you
is
defining the
related
terms?
to.
Because you're
Well,
just
I think-
you're just
I think
talking about like a
left-wing-
proprietary.
Well, I
You're
think
talking
left
about
wing
like
is
a
generally like
proprietary definition.
inclusive, right? So left wing people they like minorities, they like everyone. They think everyone should have equal rights.
What
Right
are you
wing is more
talking
just
about?
like right wing is more tribal.
What?
Right wing is like my group.
What are
above
you
everyone
talking about?
else.
Okay, so
Left wing is when you like
So this
minorities.
is no,
What?
this is just like a low tier
Yeah,
like.
left wing
you
is
know,
when you like
right?
minorities. Because if you look at like
no, you're talking
if you
about
look at, like-
intersectionality, which emerged out of the Western left wing and was never part
like
of like the
minorities.
Marxist doctrine at all.
Right,
Yeah,
well,
Marx was a complete
intersectionality
racist,
is
by
more
the way.
liberalism, which is kind of left
Look,
wing.
I
No,
mean,
it's not.
maybe there's
No, it's
differences that are
not.
associated.
Liberalism
totally
differences
is.
that are associated with the left wing. Like I would say, being more socially progressive, like in intersectionality. Those are things that are associated with the left wing. Sure, but that doesn't mean
It's the
that's
Western left wing
necessarily
though,
what it means to
because
be left wing.
like the Soviet Union, obviously, and the DPRK aren't like socially progressive in any sort of way.
Yeah,
Right,
like
right,
do,
right.
do you know that like on the DPRK, like they'll like one of their newspapers, I guess, like their online publications, they like actively comment to attack the Obama administration when the Oboger what was the decision about the gay marriage in 2015, I think. The
Well, I mean, I don't
Oboger
think China is left wing.
Ferguson
Same
decision
with
was made.
North Korea.
They actively made statements talking about how America was like a cesspool of degeneracy because they were allowing gay marriage.
It kind of.
And
It
they are
kind
a communist nation. They're left wing, obviously.
Well, they're not okay. There's
I
no
don't
such
think-
thing
I
as
don't
a
think they're
communist
left-wing,
nation.
yeah.
They're
Okay,
Okay,
socialist.
yeah, okay, that was a blunder on my part, but they're at least governed by a communist party, a government that's trying to achieve communism.
I think in real life, because I feel like communism is more of like a 1800s idea. I think in real life, in like 2026, left wing is more about social ideas.
How is
and
communism in
right-wing is also
1800s?
No, it's not.
It was
Karl
no,
Marx
it's
was
not.
in the 1800s,
Left and
and
right
it's like
again
still-
is
it's
purely
still an
economical.
ideology. Communism is an
isn't.
obsolete ideology. People treat it like it's some like
It's not.
opponent to capitalism.
I mean,
but it's not.
it's not.
Even if
People
it's
still-
obsolete, it was not the driving forces of 20th century politics. In no way
Right,
could
but
it
we're
be
in the
called.
21st century.
It didn't even exist in the 18th century. First of all, well,
Right,
you
well,
say
that's when Karl
1800s,
Marx is there,
regardless,
right?
but well, what do you say?
That's when Karl Marx, lived.
Yeah, well, yeah,
The
he lived in the
18th century?
1800s, but no, he
No,
meant he
1800s.
meant to say 1800s. Yeah, but
I don't like
the,
using my centuries.
the boom of communism, the Bolshevik Revolution, like Maoism, all of this happened in the
Right.
20th century, in the 1900s.
And
So
I
thing
think
is,
Mao was
communism-
it
like,
definitely isn't an 1800.
I think Mao was
The problem is
post-World War
communism
II, too.
happened. It played out. The USSR fell. China turned capitalist. It's played out. It's gone now.
China
It's
isn't
gone
really
forever.
capitalist.
China
China is
is
definitely
capitalist.
capitalist. You can buy stocks.
China
in
has
Chinese
no private
companies.
property.
But
China has no
that's-
private property.
I can buy Chinese stocks.
Well,
China's not
I-
capitalist, but it's not fully socialist either. It's a weird. It's
I
its own
agree.
thing.
Bro, I own Chinese stocks. It's not a socialist country.
You can own Chinese
When
stocks.
owning-
for
owning
companies,
stock-
but that's
Yeah,
the
it's not
same.
capitalist though by any
Well,
standard.
Yeah.
I
It's not
own
the same as owning property.
private property in China, right? So
You don't own private property in China.
I own stocks. It's not a
Stocks aren't
socialist
private
country.
property.
Okay, bro.
That's
I
public.
own stocks too.
Stocks are public. Stocks are
Look,
public.
the idea is that there's
Fucking
a
hey,
stocks are
transitionary
public
period.
property? Hold on
There
now.
is
Yes.
there is a
Yes.
transitionary period. There is a transitionary period from capitalist mode of production to
Right.
socialist modes of production. That's what China is attempting to do right now.
They're not
So
trying to
obviously
do
that's
that.
not something that happens right away. Because even if you look when the Chinese Revolution started, China was a very agrarian society. They didn't have the sort of conditions that are required for an immediate switch to socialism. So they need to develop more of a capitalist mode of production first before they can actually achieve the socialist mode of production.
I mean,
And
I
that's
understand the
what's
Marxist theory, but
happening
that's
there.
not what China's doing. They're not trying to become a communist.
What do you
stateless
mean?
country.
Well, a
They're not
part of that
attempting to do that.
process is becoming capitalist. You realize to have a socialist.
I understand that's
revolution,
how
you
Marxists theory
need
works,
to
but
already
that's not
have a
what China's
You
doing.
need to already have capitalist means modes of production and capitalist.
What do you mean
socialism
that's not what
existing.
China's doing? How do you
Like
just
I don't. Becoming
mean,
capitalist
look-
is a part
let
of
me answer that.
achieving socialism. I
Well,
don't
look at the Chinese party. Are they saying like, okay, guys, we're moving towards a stateless communist society where everything's They don't
What are
say
you
that,
talking
right?
about?
They never say that. That's not
Look.
even their stated goal.
Okay, where do you get that from?
Well, you have to look at what the Politburo, what the Chinese leadership
So,
says. They
my
don't say,
question
we're
is,
trying to
how
do a
is
Bolshevik
communism
revolution.
You don't think
same
that
as
the
fascism?
Oh.
Okay, that was
Sorry.
really crazy right there. Wait,
Yeah,
you don't think that the stated goals of the Chinese Communist Party is not to achieve some form of socialism?
That might be somewhere in like their constitution that was written in Mao's time. Is that their current goal?
You know,
Definitely not.
even Deng Xiaoping was obviously trying to achieve socialism. Xi Jinping is trying to do the same. I don't know why. What makes you believe otherwise?
I just don't
Because
think
they have a
user really
private-
understands political theory.
Well, I think I do understand political theory. I think I can buy stocks in Chinese companies. I don't think you can do that in a communist country.
Stocks are publicly
Look,
traded.
okay,
It's not
we
private
just
property.
you just said a
explained to you that
communist country.
They are
Communist countries don't
transitionary
exist.
periods. This is how
A
socialism
socialist
works.
country, whatever you want to call
There
it.
are periods of transition between the modes of production. I don't know why you're not
Anyway,
understanding that.
Here's the thing,
Hey,
though.
baby
Communism has been tried. It's been attempted. It had a good run. Now
Yeah,
it's out.
I'm not defending communism here. I'm just saying you don't understand communism.
I'm not a
Oh, by the way.
communist.
I understand communism.
I'm not even
But
a
you
communist. I'm trying to explain why you're misrepresenting
Well, in
what's going
communism,
on.
you have a socialist economy. You don't have a private economy where I can just
Look,
buy
what
stuff.
do you think
I
a
can buy
socialist
property.
economy is?
What is a
A
socialist
economy? Well, the only
I know it.
definition everyone agrees on is the workers own the means of production, right?
I
So if
actually
I
the
buy-
answer.
That's the only thing everyone
Well, no,
agrees on.
you could
so
have
I'm
the
just gonna say
state.
that.
You could also have the state owning the means of production.
I actually
Right,
agree
right.
with
But
you
me
about
buying
that.
stocks in Chinese companies.
Yeah,
isn't the state
you
owning the
could
means of
just say
production.
Stocks are
like some
publicly
sort of.
Stocks are
Guys,
private
Look,
property. That is the definition of
They're
capital.
not.
Guys, I know the answer
No.
to this question. I know the answer to this.
What's the answer?
All right, so basically, socialism is when the workers own the means of production, and a way that people can attempt this is socializing the means of production through the state, which has a social apparatus in which the workers can own the means of production.
Which is exactly what China did.
Hey, do you
Well,
like
actually-
Wagner Group? Do you like Wagner in Russia?
Actually, China's gay. No, I don't have. I don't have
No,
Wagner.
China's cool. What are you talking about?
Dude, I have Wagner
No,
because that is the name of somebody I may or may not know IRL, and it may or may not be my name IRL.
Oh,
Well,
I thought you
You're
got
gonna
mad
get
love
kicked
for
from being
Russia or
brown,
something.
bro.
No, I mean Russia's like all right.
We love TikTok Shop.
Bro, Russia's cool, dude.
It's all right. I mean, I guess. And we have a.
Well, no, but like the whole point of this argument was that you're saying that left and right wing had nothing to do with economics, and you're saying that it just has to do with social issues, and that's just not even true.
Well, I think if you talk about only economics, that's like a very 1800s way of looking at it. I think if you look at the reality of the
But it's
2020s,
not.
that's not how
Like
things
in,
work.
in the 1800s, arguably in the 1800s,
This was
there
all the way
less
up until the
economics.
early 2000s.
Yeah, we
No,
have.
you're like so Western focused. If
Yeah.
you
Oh,
look
yeah,
at like
Western focused. I live in
Eastern
the
leftist
West.
parties, they don't focus on social issues whatsoever. They're
I
all
don't live in
economical.
China, so I'm not Eastern
Guys,
focused.
we have a Tomoko North Korea LARPer at the top who likes who likes Caesar's Legion. I do not think we need to listen to this person's opinion.
Bro, Caesar's
You
Legion is
sounds halfway
based. It's
intelligent.
better than the NCR, bro.
No,
Like,
we all
Caesar's
know
Legion is the good guys, though.
we all know that House is the best.
House is a pussy.
House.
Yeah, dude,
I know,
I'm
but
an
in Caesar's Legion, you can throw up Romans and there's femboys, so it's,
But
it's automatically
dude,
better.
I'm an ANCAP. Of course, I'm gonna go with House.
I think the powder gangers are the good guys, yeah? I side
Powder,
with them.
powder gangers are basically just Mexicans. Let's be so for real.
Mexicans make tacos, though.
Powder gangers
Yeah,
do powder gangers do Colombian nose candy, which is basically what Mexicans do.
The McGregor candy? Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
McGregor
candy is case crazy.
But it's
bro.
okay. I can make fun of Mexicans. I'm like 2% Native
Bro.
American.
Bro, Mexicans are cool if you make fun of them.
That does
Mexicans
not
don't even
count,
care.
bro. What are you talking about? Bro thinks he's Mexican from 2% native blood. Holy moly.
Well, that makes you native, not Mexican. But like, you can
How
make fun
does
of
it make you
Mexicans. They don't
native,
care.
bro?
They're like cool people.
How does that make you native? If that makes you native, like 80% of the country would be native, bro.
One drop rule, buddy.
But look
I'm
here,
just kidding,
even
I'm
if
just
you
kidding.
want to,
No, the
user,
one
even
the
if you
one
want to
the
talk
one
about,
drop rule is like about your skin tone. Like
Yeah.
it's
No, I know,
not like
I'm just joking. I'm just joking, bro.
yeah.
well, user, if you want to talk about like the social issues, even how would like fascism even socially be right?
Yeah,
Well, fascism is like very tribal, right? It's about like, okay, my ethnic
No.
group, my country versus everyone else. So it wouldn't be so
Well,
much about
no.
like,
some
including
degree
immigrants.
that's
Okay,
true.
so first of all, there was a fascist state. I totally forgot like where it was. But I think it's the Italians occupied a territory, established like a sort of
Fiume?
puppet state, and it
Fiume
was
with, the
insanely
Anuzio?
socially
The
progressive.
Anuzio? Are you talking about Fiume?
Was
with
this
the
like
Anuzio?
Africa or something?
Yeah, sorry guys.
No,
my
it
Floyd had
was
to tell
in
me something.
Croatia. I was in Croatia, Fiume. The Fiume
Oh
Regency.
shit. Well, that
But,
probably wasn't fascist then, even if it wasn't.
Yeah, it literally was.
It was
fascist. Like,
fascist, and
it was
they were
connected
like,
directly with Mussolini and
You ain't
with the
Chinese.
Fascist Combattimento.
You're Laotian.
And even if you're talking about Mussolini wasn't like an ethnic centered fascist.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it
listen,
was
even if you look at the Fascist Manifesto of 1919, it literally contained like in like one of the resolutions, one of the statements they put in there was arguing for universal suffrage, and this was in the early 1910s. So I mean,
That's crazy.
that's not like a like yeah, that's not then what people would call a conservative
A
sort of policy,
conservative.
especially in the 1910s.
Well, yeah.
Right, but it's
Also,
probably-
when it came to Italian fascism, it's if you had the Italian spirit, you were accepted.
Guys-
If you were nationalistic to the Italian state, you were
Mhm.
accepted, and it didn't matter like what genetic makeup you had, or like
That's still
really
being
who
tribal.
you
They're
were.
just not using.
Dude, I'm starting to
just not
think
using
that-
it.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
trying to
you can be tribal without race, like
Right,
it's
right. Like the
not
Roman people,
necessarily-
Romans, right?
I'm starting to think that the Tomoko LARPer up here is like a proto Nazbol.
Okay, if you look at the fifth slide of my pinned video, then you know what I am if you look at that.
I'm gonna follow you not because I like you, but because I think that you might be based in the future.
I am based.
Bro,
okay?
you're literally a Juche
follow this.
LARPer, bro.
What?
You guys smoke reefer?
Okay, Juche
Okay.
is ideologically like friendly to my own ideology, so that's
Bro, you
why I'm
definitely are a
like.
Nazball, bro. You're a Nazball. Don't even.
Nazbol.
Yeah.
Okay, you are a Nazbol.
Yeah.
Juche
I
is
get it.
ideologically friendly, so I'm good with it. I LARP
I
it.
was there once. I was there once A through D. Right? I too was brain deficient.
it's not that bad. It's not that
Yeah.
bad.
Being a Nazball isn't terrible. There are worse things to be in.
Like
this
I
world.
have I have the best ideology right now. I don't know about that. I'm a Hoppian.
What?
Did you see that Hoppy got kicked out of the Mises Institute?
I know, bro. It's because they know he was too based.
Yeah, bro. The Mises Institute is like gay and cringe, bro.
They're becoming
It kinda
Israeli.
is.
bro. Oh yeah, A3D. You don't know what Hoppianism is?
No, I actually don't.
Yeah, this guy doesn't know what he's
Really?
talking about.
No,
Yeah,
I
he
know
don't.
what
He's
I'm
pretty- he's
talking
young,
about. It's not my
he's
Yeah,
fault.
but that actually, I don't like Hoppy that much. That actually sucks. They got kicked out of Mises, bro. That's crazy.
Plus,
Basically,
I
you
can
guys-
learn if you educate me.
Yeah,
Hey,
you
you
should
guys
learn
like
about
Pol Pot,
Hoppianism.
or you guys poke with
Pol
Pol Pot?
Pot's a nerd.
Yeah, Pol Pot's the goat, bro. Well, Pol Pot and Pinochet are my two goats on fleek, bro.
Yo, put up the
I'm
racist
gonna be
background, bro.
I'm gonna be shutting off in a few, by the way.
Hey, you know what's really edgy? If you
Alright.
support ISIS.
Yeah, I think
that's like, an actual good one.
horizontal, I might
Oh,
steal this
I
prompt
don't-
from you, bro. Dead ass.
You can't
I
say
think
that. You
Okay,
can't
I
even
can say
say
it.
that on here. Keep him off. Keep him off. You keep saying
Yeah.
no words.
Yeah, yeah.
Horizontal.
Guys, you wanna
I'm
like?
genuinely gonna steal this prompt from you.
Sure, I can send it to you. You wanna like migrate to Trombones live?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can do
are
that.
you going live now?
Me?
All right, yeah, I'll join.
Yeah, I can. I'll invite you guys up.
I'll send it to you in chat. Okay.
Alrighty. Well, I
Alright.
can
See you guys
remake
around.
this. I can remake this prompt by myself.
Okay, I'm following you because I
Sure.
want to join whatever that is. So
Yeah. Alrighty.
All right. See you guys
See you in a
around.
bit.
see ya.